You're gonna burn, Brian! You wanna talk shit? Brian, as you well know, loves to talk to Discord trannies all day, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Brian's cardinal sins. What Brian has been up to, Brian's snakening for the last 6 months. We're going to see into the mind of Brian Dunn. Fuck you, Brian! What's next? I'm a homeless homo on the fucking streets? This is what you're telling people? Of course, my voice is shot. Fuck you, Brian. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into this. I love that song, but let's get into it. Maybe I'll let it play in the background. Let's get me hype. Everybody asks, what's Brian's cardinal sin? What did he do? What did he do to get the fucking knife plunged into his fucking skull? Wow, we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna tease you. Are you with me here, chat? Is everybody here? Chat. So I got this cancer patient talking shit about me from his fucking medical bed in the basement. Anime dungeon. This is going to be super gay, isn't it? Well, of course. All right, here we go. We're going to get into Brian's 6-month meltdown behind the scenes. Why he had to be thrown to the wolves. And I've also been told there's new unedited footage of Brian. I'm looking forward to that. That just dropped like an hour ago while I was out. I can't even imagine what that is. Is it Brian talking about my education? Is it Brian saying I'm an ego grifter, whatever the fuck that is? Is it Brian talking about where I live and my education to random Discord trannies? Is it Brian calling people drug addicts? Is it Brian making shit up as quickly as he can for the embrace of some tranny on Discord? Well, we're gonna find that out tonight. We're gonna listen to a little bit of audio. I've hyped this maybe a little too much, but I wanted to explain. I wanted to explain to you the insanity of Brian, even though he wished me a very Merry Christmas. I also wish Brian a very Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Brian. Brian apparently gave me $50, which got me groceries and paid all of my rent. I love to know how this happened. I've already explained the story, but we will explain it again. I love this song. I can't stop it. Toccata and Fugue in D minor by Bach. Beautiful. Just let it end and we'll begin. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me here. Shut up, Shaggy. If you don't shut the fuck up, Shaggy, I'm just going to ban you because you're a pedophile anyway. Now, you're not calling in, Shaggy. This has nothing to do with you. You're irrelevant now. I've already taken care of you. Play the Brian clip. All right, here we go. So I woke up to this morning. This very interesting take. Persip is a wannabe e-celeb desperate for fame that lies for attention and begs men on Discord to pay his rent. King of Pole actually paid Persip's rent out of pity. Imagine going to Brian to pay my rent. It's the most delusional thing I've ever heard, Brian. You're the person I'm going to go to. I need rent money. I'm going to go to Brian. You post those receipts, bro. Post the fucking PayPal where you sent me money, bro. It never happened. Post it. I give you permission. Put all my information out there. Post the fucking PayPal. Lying son of a bitch. All right, here we go. Where's my window? So Impreza takes great joy in recording Brian in all the places that he is. Random Discord calls of random Discord speds. Of course, Brian is right in there. Top tier Discord sped. All fucking day. Brian's typing away. He's fucking screaming away into Discord, threatening to buy up people's property. There we go. This is Brian Unfiltered in the Discord call. Yeah. There it is. Where's my play already?
But not the East fucking
You don't know
whatever
the East
trading
India
company.
Trading Company from back in the day?
No, I
Very
haven't heard of
influential.
Brian's gonna teach people history. Hold on.
Never. I'm done. We're done with this conversation. You're like a retard. I promise you'll understand when you watch the podcast.
You told me that China had
I didn't even know Devin
a
Stack had
dictator.
Brian giving history lessons. I must skip back a few seconds.
I already told you. I'm not going to tell you again.
All of a sudden, Brian is going to start talking about me.
You're a fucking weirdo, bro. You're a fucking straight up weirdo.
Cares about might have something to do with opiates. Probably.
I'm not even mad. Yo, this dude wants
Just
to
my
fucking
fault.
block me. I'm gonna block him, bro. I'm
I
not
don't know
even
what's
mad.
with the guy's echo.
The
voice of God
It's not too bad. He's just annoying.
from the heavens.
Where is it?
You gotta love that shit.
Crazy streamer. He was like surrounded by empty beer glasses. He was clearly drunk and high, and he was like ranting about Worski and like how he got replaced. And then he literally middle of the stream. He's just like, "Yeah, this is a spite stream. This is a spite stream against PPP for not picking me." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Just a weird fucking stream he did.
He really has taken a bit of a tumble ever since.
He's a drop, dude. He's
Turn the volume up. The volume is all the way up on this. Is the volume too low for this? Hold on a second.
He's been just hard at it. Or last 10 to 8.
How's that? Is that better?
To 8 months. Ever since he knocked that girl up, bro, he's been out of his goddamn mind. He got on coke, and then when he hung out with Elaine, it got worse because
okay, so he's gonna. This is him,
and it was just got way.
This is him making up a lot of stuff about Adam here. All of a sudden, you hear how quickly it turned to him making up shit about Adam.
Since the first,
whatever, man. It's whatever, bro. He's a piece of shit. It has nothing redeemable about the fucking guy. There's nothing. So
nothing redeemable about the guy. Friends for 6 years.
It's no better than PPP.
It's no better than PPP.
Well, have you ever listened to Shaggy?
He hated because he couldn't be the co-host of the Kino Casino, and then he wants to cry about people doxing him and PPP and them doxing him and talking shit about him and telling Jim his work and his old job and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. That was his reason for leaving, for taking PPP.
Doxing people. He's got no problems going after people's jobs. Like, he's a piece of shit, bro. He has no issues.
Does anybody know what the fuck he's talking about? Going after Brian's job. You know, where he has the giant logo on his shirt and the helmet that is perfectly center screen?
Whatsoever, but doing the same shit PPP does. He's just, the only difference is he wanted PPP to pay him. He wanted to be on the Kino Casino and get paid, and and PPP didn't trust him. And smart on PPP. PPP was a snake, and he knew a snake when he saw one.
Yeah, it's fucked. I mean, yeah, it's like
it is what it is,
bank account was forgotten more, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, he's got no problem. He's talking
to nobody. He's talking to random people in Discord. This is who he's talking to.
And telling psychopaths to go harass him. Like, I mean, what leg does he have to stand on anymore? I don't see one.
And he really jumped the shark when he told people to fuck with your wife.
Yeah, no shit.
That was way over the edge, way over the line.
Yeah, no shit, bro.
Way over the line to show Brian taking a picture of his wife's LinkedIn on Twitter.
A piece of shit. And Persip's little fucking cope about we feel really guilty, but he deserves it. It's like, come on, bro.
No, this goes on and on and on. There's hours and hours and hours of this.
Well, yeah, it's like he kind of framed.
I haven't been hiding it. Listen, let me explain. I have not been hiding this. People tell me because Brian is on Discord, okay, like a lot, way more than anybody should be on Discord with a life. And, people send me little screenshots and things, Brian talking shit, Brian doing this. I didn't care. I didn't even care that Brian was talking shit. But it got to a point, you'll see a certain obsession, a certain a bullet point thing with Brian where it's the same stuff over and over and over again with Brian. He became like crazed after this kill stream thing. It's like a nothing. I'm on the show with Ralph. I do a show with Ralph. This is not like the biggest show on the internet. It's like, it's a small niche of people. The sector is a small, when you talk about the sector, Ralph is at the top of the sector, but it's a very small, insulated group of people. It's really not that big a deal. Now, I love doing the show with Ralph, and I think the show is good, but it's a little show. Brian is obsessed with this and thinks he should have gotten some kind of access.
Heart, like he's trying to teach you a tough lesson. And
He's
then it's
absolutely obsessed with this fact,
okay,
and it'll
well,
come
how
up
are
over
you
and over
doing
and over
that
again.
by fucking with your wife and doxing her on a stream. It's like, that's a really kind of psychotic.
Oh my God.
There was no, I mean, he can't, look, there's a reason why to this day, them two faggots still haven't said this cardinal sin.
Well, we're going to go over it today, Brian. We're going to go over it today.
It's just an excuse to try to justify their shitty behavior. I mean, this is the reality. I mean, it's just how simple it is, and it's going to make complete sense to you. I go out of my way. As soon as Roxo gets doxxed and I find out, I go out of the way to poke the bear. I poke the swatters, right? I think you know that. I know that. That's literally what happened, right? And they freak out. They pull me in a call. They freak the fuck out, and they're like, you're putting a target on our backs. You're putting a target on our backs. And what I didn't know at the time was that Adam has been hanging out with Elaine and Zoom for 3 fucking months. And so when I went after Roxo, it made them spurg out at him. That's quite literally what happened. And so
This isn't true.
I told them rightfully, I said, hey, there's nothing going to happen with you guys. This has nothing to do with you guys.
Yeah, no
but
shit.
They
it
made sure
that
first stream he did where like I got swatted and all that shit happened on my last stream, right? With the Rich from Review Tech. That, he brought on those guys to sit there and try to paint a picture. He brought Chuckles on to start accusing me of cheating on my wife with fake bullshit. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck? Right. And then they tell me in DMs right after that. They're like, hey man, take it in good faith. This is just be glad this is it. And like, this is your punishment. Like, no, bro. Absolutely no.
It is your punishment, Brian, like and you deserve to be punished. So, do you know that Chuckles was supposed to be his co-host? Yeah, I bet Brian never mentioned that. What happened? Chuckles was going to be great. She was going to be your co-host. And we said, Brian, what are you doing? It's a dumb whore who's probably recording and screen capping everything that you're saying to her on Discord. And what happened, Brian? What happened there, Brian?
All I did, and I think you remember this, is on Twitter, I put out a 6-minute audio. And I sat there and I said that, I hope Adam gets sober, which is the truth, because he's
I hope he gets sober. Yes, that's what you said, Brian.
It's just bizarre to me that you're going to tell me that I'm out of control.
You are out of control.
When I'm like, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not a drug addict.
Bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is with me, whoever is crazy enough to go on this journey with me, bear in mind, this is Brian talking to random people, random strangers in a Discord server. He doesn't even know these people. Okay?
I pay my taxes. I have my career.
This isn't a show. This is Brian's show in Discord. This is why he's addicted.
I have no issues, right? No criminal record.
Yes, co-host on the poll show. Chuckles.
This guy is like, you know what I mean, bro? It's like.
Notice Brian left that out. Like
the guy he's like defending is the opposite. He's like a drug addict. He's out of control. He abandoned his kid. Like, these are choices he made. And I don't know what to say. And so
again, all made up.
Persip's response, and his response was to tell me that it's none of my business about his drug addicts or him and
you know what I said to Brian when you want to pry into another man's personal life and try to get personally involved? I say, Brian, you're a man. It's none of your business. You're not a 16-year-old girl. We don't get involved in other people's affairs. We're all in our fucking 30s, bro. I'm not getting involved in the affairs of somebody else and who they're fucking. It's not happening. That's not what you do. That's not a normal person's reaction, is to be like, oh, I'm going to get involved. I need to know everything about this. I'm going to contact Elaine personally. You're out of your fucking mind, Brian.
And his kid stuff. And I said, well, what business was he for you guys to do what you did? And so that's why Adam did his second stream and he went after my wife. Right. That was like the payback, because I brought up his His ex-fiance.
Yeah, because you made up bullshit.
Him not being allowed to go see the kid and all this other shit. That was supposed to be top secret shit.
Well, you didn't. Well, he kept saying like throughout streams that he had a kid on.
There is nothing. I see people talking about placating. I don't have anything to do with placating. I'm not in their server, Brian, like you are, talking to them every day. This is your delusion. And then you go, I don't know how they know. I can't figure out how they know where I work. I can't figure out how people have figured out all this stuff because you tell them. You're literally live streaming yourself, driving around. He literally does the same things, shit that he does on his live streams. He does in these fucking Discord calls where he's showing all his shit and working and driving around. All these people see all this shit. He doesn't understand that people can put two and two together. I see a work uniform. You tell me generally where you live, and then you show yourself driving on the road, Brian. People are going to figure out everything within 5 minutes. I've explained this to him 1,000 times, and yet he still can't figure it out. It's whoever is in his mind at the time is swatting and doxing him and doing all these insane things, contacting his family. It's just because, Brian, everybody knows.
On the way and shit like this.
Yeah, he's an idiot, dude. It's complete horseshit. It's complete horseshit.
It's complete horseshit. You are correct, Brian. It is complete horseshit. Complete schizophrenic delusion horseshit from you.
And of course, like, it's fires really on the sidelines. He doesn't want to get too into the weeds. That's kind of the impression I get.
Nobody wants to get too much into the weeds.
I mean, only Adam's Brian wants to do that.
There's no forgiveness for Adam, right? Like, that's never going to happen. That asshole needs his ass whipped. His 5'6" ass needs to get fucking put in a goddamn stuffed in a locker and left there for a few days. That's what I think. But Percy, it's like I talked to Percy like a month ago, and I told him, I said, why, bro? Like, what was the
why?
And his ego's so out of whack that he kind of thinks it's funny. He still like kind of smugly says shit to me.
I've never stopped smugly telling you you're out of your mind, Brian. How many years has it been, bro? How many years has it been? I've been telling you you're out of your mind since I met you. Get a grip. You used to say you wanted to shoot me in the head and do a saw torture trap on me, bro. This is not any different than how it was 3, 4, 5 fucking years ago now. The guy is nuts
about it. And it's like, okay, bro, like you're.
And I love him because he's nuts, but he's fucking nuts.
And it boiled down to like, being a leech. Like, he just wanted to survive because he knew he was Ralph's co-host. Like, I understood what he was doing. He's Ralph's co-host. And Godwinson's Team Ralph, so he's going to stay what makes sense, right? Like,
no,
he's going to stay with the group.
This is wrong. Brian, you were on my shit list for 3 months. You know you were on my shit list for 3 months. You were doing insane shit on Discord, talking to trannies, trying to do all this weird shit, being involved with all this strange fucking behavior. And I told you I was tired of it. And then after you called me, after you're telling me people are sending you CP on a live stream and you have police at your house, I said to you, Brian, you have to stop. Like, you have a family and a job, and, some things are more important than stupid bullshit that you do in your spare time. I know this is your life. Okay, I realize that. But your life has to change, bro. You're having heart attacks. You're out of control. You're screaming at random people on Discord. Now, is this unusual behavior for you? No. You stopped for a few years, which is why we didn't have any trouble. It was only after this last year where you've gotten completely fucking out of control again. And nothing is ever private with you, and everything I ever tell you comes right back to me, Brian. So, now, that's my fault because I know you're mentally ill. I'll take full fucking blame for that. Okay. I'll take full blame for that because I shouldn't tell anything to Brian. that's private. But I know Brian for years. I should be able to talk to the guy without him going around to random Discord servers trying to like pawn off information. Like he's some kind of fucking backyard, like he's Deep Throat. Okay, trying to prove the president wiretapped Whitewater. This is nothingness, Brian. I don't understand you, Brian.
And he's just a little fucking bitch. And I helped that guy out when I shouldn't have done that a long time ago and on this other shit. No,
That's made
when he was
up.
at his lowest point. And it's just
At my lowest point. Okay, let's go back to this. My lowest point, according to Brian, okay, I got thrown out of school and then I begged for money for Brian because I needed help with groceries and rent. Meanwhile, he's referring to the Fagmenko stream where I was paid half of the money and Brian got nothing because Brian was told you're not getting anything. And Brian folded like a weak bitch. And I stood up for Brian and I fought with PPP about it. And Brian put his tail between his legs and said he didn't want any money. Okay. Brian's fantastical cut was like $100. Okay. This is what he's talking about. This is $100. $100 that Brian said no to anyway. But somehow that becomes my problem. He gave that $100, I guess, to me. I don't know.
Cog shit, bro. They'll just fuck over anybody to see if they think they're gonna get to the top. And
it seems like now that Ralph's on the straight and narrow, it's like he just
outlines for cash
anymore. Like he's like, okay,
well,
so
Ralph
who do we go after now?
Brings in Dingo. He gets Dingo. See, the problem is that what person don't see coming around the corner is that it's very obvious with Dingo.
Listen to him
TRS
plotting.
Breakup.
He's been doing this since the summer, by the way, having random conversations like this.
These guys are going to come back.
Just to give you an idea.
Dingo's already back. And the moment Dingo came back, what did Ralph
This guy that was so loyal, by the way. Loyal, real loyal.
Over again. Every time he calls in, he let him just shit down his fucking throat. Multiple times.
Do you hear the loyalty here?
This is a reoccurring theme where this happens, right? And Persip may think that Ralph loves him and shit like that, but I've known Ralph.
Do you hear
way
the
longer than
loyalty
Persip
here?
has, and the one thing I can say is that Ralph saw what they did. Ralph cares about what he calls loyalty, and when he sees people do shit like that, nah, man. He knows exactly what kind of person you are at that point, right? You know, what are you gonna say?
Yeah,
this was recorded, I think it says literally either today or yesterday. 12:23. So this is either today or yesterday. I'm not really sure because Brian is on Discord all hours. So I imagine this was recorded Thursday.
He really didn't.
But this is a good example. I can't, I don't want to reveal my sources here. So I can't play the things that have been sent to me because it'll be obvious who recorded them. But I could show examples of what Brian is up to. Why? What are Brian's cardinal sins? This shit is Brian's cardinal sin.
He didn't want to step his toe into the.
Well,
into,
he
like,
knew it was a
situation.
That's why I said, like, Persip doesn't understand that Ralph sees the color in him now. So whenever this goes south, and it will, it always does, right? It's gonna be bad for Persip,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's the reality. And Persip's gonna get snaked on. And as soon as Rand and the rest of that TRS shit folds up,
I'm gonna get snaked on for Rand bot.
Dingo and those guys, because Dingo's gonna warm Ralph up and Rand up back to each other again. Because Dingo's gonna be the butter.
Listen to this fucking snake.
He's gonna warm him up to the side.
Absolute fucking snake.
And Gators, and this is gonna piss off Gator, because Gator and Ralph will never work it out. It will never happen, because Gator is literally is insane. It's like mentally ill. He thinks that Ralph needs to apologize for him for Gator snaking him when Ralph didn't do shit to him. It doesn't make any sense. It's complete Persip mindset. Like, he's just as egomaniacal. So whenever Randbot comes back to the Ralph show, and he does, because he's already got Rekieta, right? He's got Rekieta coming back. And I guarantee you, whenever that Rekieta...
There's going to be a sore spot there, yeah.
Well, when Rekieta comes back, Dick's going to be on. And
okay, so here's the new lure. I wrote the Rekieta fucking storyline. So when Rekieta comes back on the kill stream, I'm going to get thrown into the... This is a new theory now. Listen to all these ways I'm going to get snaked.
I believe that Ralph and them are going to shit on Josh. What do you think they're going to talk about when Dick and
Well,
Ralph
they have to shit on Josh.
Take a guess. I could tell you what they're going to talk about.
I fucking can't stand Josh.
Because Ralph brought Josh in to kind of mend the fence. And what did Josh do? Josh still streams and shits on Ralph.
That's
Josh
true.
Still does what he does. Because he's a piece of shit.
But he's a complete piece of shit.
He's always been that way.
It's so hard to pay attention to Josh. I try so hard, but his
I'm just saying, like, even when
boring.
Ralph and him, Ralph brought him on the stream and they talked. After they talked, Josh still talks about Ralph. Josh still goes at Ralph. Josh still is like literally right now, currently. This is the lore right now.
It's basically the same situation minus the
listen to this nonsense.
Now. It's like Josh is ease off Ralph to kind of go after rackets, but and anyone who's rackets adjacent. So that means
strategizing with
but
random
not in the
people.
Same context of just pure Ralph. Okay, yes. And now the Kino Casino wants to do a special episode with Josh about Rekieta and Ralph, and Josh has said yes. That's happening. Sometime in the future.
Has anybody heard of this, by the way?
I know
Josh
this.
Hold on a second.
Yes.
Has the audience heard about this? Please give me a 1 for yes or 2 for no. Does anybody know about this exclusive interview with Josh on the casino? Does anybody know anything about this? Please tell me.
Colonel J clipped it.
The fuck?
He clipped it on both ends for
a
special episode on Rekieta. This is very recent on Rekieta and Ralph. So it's like
that's crazy that they do that.
It's not
after,
crazy. So what do you think is going to happen?
Brian is sniping. I hope Brian is sniping
with Ralph again on a stream. Who they've had long.
I'd yell at Brian. Is Brian actually sniping?
Rekieta likes alcohol. Ralph likes alcohol. Rekieta likes to party. He's a little freaky. Ralph likes to party. He's a little freaky. Dick Masterson likes alcohol. He likes drugs, and he likes to party and is a little freaky. They're all.
I wish Brian was sniping.
Stream. I guarantee it. I fucking
get on, you fucking bitch!
They're all gonna slit his fucking throat.
I'll yell at Brian live.
And then I'm telling you, the next person that's gonna come back is Randbot. Randbot's gonna be brought in.
People have heard of this. I've not heard of it.
He's gonna come in to kind of give his hot take on the TRS. 100%. And Gator's gonna have to swallow his fucking pills because he's not gonna be allowed on for that. And then what's Persip gonna do? What's Persip gonna do? None of them like Persip. They're never gonna like Persip. You know what I mean? Like, it's a done deal. So Persip's fucked on that end. He's gonna get completely mogged out. And it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time for Persip's crawl.
I think Brian has fucking borderline personality disorder and a complete lack of any normal impulse control. I mean, there's just none there. And this is just Brian. Just listen to him snaking. He's just absolutely snaking on me. Right. Merry Christmas, Brian.
And that Squire was right, and that he made a mistake. 100%. 100%. Watch. Mark my words. Clip this, bro. I promise you. It could be a year from now. I don't know the timeline. I can't give you a solid date, but it could be a year from now. It could be 6 months from now. But I'm telling you, Persip ain't going to be a part of the Kino Casino for very long.
Yes, you've been saying this now for like months and months and months.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree.
Thanks, Brian.
With you. If his problem was that he didn't want to
absolutely fucking obsessed.
Ralph's co-host, literally, like that's.
Well, he was worried. Him and Adam got freaked out because they said Zoom would dox him and shit. That I put a target on their back.
That never happened. I told Brian, Brian, you're talking about people who are swatters and doxers. You just got swatted today. You're putting a target on your back, not my back, your back. You're putting a target on your back because you're an idiot.
For talking about Roxo. Right. This is why Ace Solari spurred out at me and was like, try to give me this argument about doxing swatters and said I was a piece of shit for doxing that swatter and stuff like that. And I was like, what the fuck are you? Like, I even told Ace, I said, you're out of your fucking mind, bro.
No, he's also very bad.
Like...
Okay, so Brian immediately, when Brian decided that, when Brian decided that he wanted to pull this little fucking bullshit, okay, You know who he called? He immediately called Asa and goes, they don't even like you. They don't even like you, Asa. They're talking shit about you. Asa, you got to cut a promo on Adam. He's a piece of shit drug addict, Asa. You don't think we know that, Brian? You don't think I know everybody that you went to immediately to try to get them to snake me, Brian? Grow up. It blew up in your fucking face, bro.
You've had Roxo and Zoom and all of these guys on your like Scuffed Kumites that you do. It's like
I did enjoy the Scuffed Kumites.
You really
well,
don't
that's
have to
another
be,
thing
like,
too.
afraid
They
of
lie
these
all the time.
people.
Like I'm sure you've heard them say stuff like I've invited these
You don't
people
know
on
what
to,
it's
special
like.
guests and
Not
stuff when
you.
it's like open
They've
panel
been doing
call-ins
this to
from the
me.
Scuffed Express when I'm playing a game.
You took any color.
Yeah,
color,
and they'll just say like I clearly like Gators. Like I clearly invited these people on. I instigated these people to come on. Like I've done these things. Like I planned streams with these. It's like, come on, bro. Come on. Like you don't need. This is why I'm like.
Okay, so this is Brian saying, I know I would have Roxo and Zoom and all of these people on that I say I hate and are swatting and doxing me, but they would just join as random guests. Brian would formally invite them on all the time. So.
Like, why do you
He
all
says
got
that.
Brian?
It's just nonsense, Brian. You literally would invite that. They'd be on every single stream, and you would formally invite them on.
As he didn't call in, like you were taking everybody. That's still so insane.
Well, it's because in their It's because in their mind, right? You can't just have an open panel where anyone can call in. You have to pick
No, you got to do it on
sides.
COG's show.
You have to pick sides. You have to align yourself to a certain group, right? If you just take all callers, then they don't believe it, right? Gator and those guys, and like Kino Shea and Cog and like Vickers and Kino Casino and Ralph's crew and Pearsip, all those guys. If you're taking all callers, open caller panel, it doesn't make any sense, because in this day and age, just like how
doesn't make any sense to ban my swatters and
there's just
doxers.
certain people you don't touch.
It don't make
right?
any
like
sense.
Daddy Jim will never shit on rackets.
How would people
He's
believe
never
me
gonna
if
do
the
it. He'll never
doxers
shit
didn't
on
admit to it
JF.
on my
He'll barely
stream?
cover JF. He'll breathe about JF, maybe. You know, these are things, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even need to address this, really. But you should know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is the same mindset these guys had. There's certain people off limits, right? And then when
People off limits.
on limits, like what happened with Teddy Feezer, everyone works together to take that one person out. It's a dog pile. It's so
pile.
Coordinated and so obvious,
Yes.
it hurts your fucking face.
Was coordinated. That
it's like
that all of those things happen to you, Brian. That's coordinated.
So
it had to be pre-planned.
Like an open panel, and I start bringing back IBS, and I host open panels where anyone can call in. That's like a cardinal sin. I'm breaking rules. I'm not playing the game the way that the rules are set. You know, you get what I'm trying to say? It's like a whole another. Yeah. It's like, oh, he doesn't want to play the game. He's trying to get outside of the game.
In the lead up to like the debate between you and Gator, there was like all this gay politicking. It's like, oh, we got to do it. Like, we got to super chats on.
Matt Jarbo asked for $2,000. He asked for $2,000. Yeah. All the super chats. He wanted at least an hour to read super chats. I lost my mind. I said no. This is Gator. Fuck off. And then Cog and Gator work with Vickers, and I knew that, but he was adamant. That's why we tried to get, when we did the stream, when he did his stream 24 hours prior.
This is Brian coping about his showdown with Gator, where he just screamed incoherently.
Persip did the Scuffed Express, where we all tried to call into his show.
Yes,
you remember that?
It was a great show.
In his Discord, and I said, "We're on your territory. You're the moderator here. Like, there is no reason why you and your gay ass friends can't have us just do this now and call it a day." But he refused, because he wanted to have Cog in his corner. He wanted to have like all that shit set up. You know.
Well, we're getting to it. Trust me, he's going to talk a lot more about me in this audio.
Wanting Cog in your corner, Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, Cog's.
Brian's going to tell his whole life story in between my life story. Okay, this is just how Brian talks.
Cog's Cog.
There's no rhyme or reason to what he's talking about. Incoherent showdown.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh, I'm in trouble, buddy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you watching this right now?
You know I don't Janny the chat.
Go ahead and fucking
Yes. Right now I'm getting fucking gangbang, bro. These guys set up a gang squad. Hold on, I'm not gonna make this. How did he roll through that? That's
Wow, Shaggy's Shaggy, but Shaggy like accidentally shows his DMs all the fucking
well,
time.
I
It's
mean,
like it's
he
no
won't
big
show
deal.
people his DMs because him and PPP's gay, and PPP.
Okay, hold on. We're back on me. As I said, this is like incoherent. He goes into me every time there's a lull in the conversation. He starts talking about me.
Since
Yeah,
forever. And then
I know.
and then Daimo like accidentally showed his DMs once on stream, and that was like a that was just like a total cardinal sin in his book that he accidentally showed DMs. Meanwhile, Shaggy's Shaggy, but Shaggy like accidentally shows his DMs all the fucking
Well,
time.
I
It's
mean,
like it's
he
no
won't
big
show
deal.
people his DMs because him and PPP's gay,
Oh,
and PP
we didn't go back far enough, apparently.
completely shot the fuck out. He's completely insane. So what are you gonna do with a guy like that? Like where are you gonna go? You know what I mean? Like,
Hold on, I'm
Well,
pulling up
he
stuff.
did. So, like he did say he tried to create Daimo. He's been saying that for like,
Oh,
years.
how
years,
terrible.
since
Yeah,
forever.
Yeah, I've been
And then
saying
I
that
guess-
since
and then
Daimo
like,
existed,
accidentally
right?
showed his DMs once on stream, and that was like a that was just like a total cardinal sin in his book that he accidentally showed DMs. Meanwhile, Shaggy's Shaggy, but Shaggy like accidentally
Okay, I know what
shows
you're
his
talking about.
DMs all
You're talking about the Daimo. Somebody I used to be very friendly with before he started hanging around with pedophiles and schizophrenics. He would repeatedly, he immediately, when I started talking to him, this is, I'll tell everybody the real story of the Daimo. Okay. Daimo immediately contacted me on Twitter before, I don't even think he had a video on his YouTube. He said, please help me make videos, help me get into contact with people, help me, promote these videos. I said, I don't know, man, I'll talk to you and I guess I'll help you do it. So I was in contact with Daimo from like the beginning, and I thought his videos were kind of goofy and funny, right? The original ones, they don't even exist anymore. I thought they were actually kind of good. Daimo, immediately, he asked me, can I please talk to PPP? Can I please talk to PPP? So I say, Ashton, this kid, he likes you. I've seen him in the chat a lot because I know his other identity before the Daimo. Can you say hi to this guy? Give him some encouragement. So PPP actually does that. He's in the cabin, so he can't stream. So Daimo's reaction is to leak all of those DMs onto Twitter. And PPP was very angry about this. And I did not give I didn't give a rat's ass about him leaking those DMs. I really didn't care. So I was just like, you've burned the bridge with PPP here, but I don't really care. I'll, whatever, man. It's just DMs on Twitter. So I talked to him. Daimo leaked my DMs with him about 50 fucking times. I never cared. What I cared about was, okay, he's telling me he's not hanging around with this pedophile. Meanwhile, there was one stream in particular where I was in the chat, and all of a sudden, DJ Axel, a literal pedophile, starts reading my DMs with Daimo. So this must have been like a weekly activity with them where the Daimo would literally read my DMs to a pedophile. And I said, you know what, bro? That's too far. That's too far for me. I'm not comfortable with that. If this is what we're going to do, then I really don't want anything to do with you as far as like communication, because this is like some creepy, weird shit where you're reading my messages to you to pedophiles in Discord calls. That's strange. It's strange behavior, bro. So I got to cut you off. We can't really have any kind of friendship here now that I'm absolutely sure that you're hanging around with this pedophile and all of these other schizophrenic people and the ogre Gahul and everything. Gahul, I didn't really give him that much trouble about because Gahul needs some friends. Gahul needs some help. Okay. All right.
all the fucking
well,
time.
I
It's
mean,
like, it's
he
no
won't
big
show
deal.
people his DMs because him and PPP's gay, and PPP probably and most likely.
Listen to Brian fantasizing about my
know it's
sexual
in them to a
relationship
degree, and they're pretty
with
bad,
Ashton Parks.
but it's basically just gay conversation, like actual like.
Yeah, he
talking about
imagines
coming
we
out
were
the closet
talking
type
about, yeah.
shit. you know,
I was
and like
coaching
real
him on how to
personal shit,
come
like
out of the closet.
doxes,
Where's the
shit
daimyo?
like that.
Listen to
Where's
this.
daimyo?
So I mean, it just that's just the way it is. It's whatever. Like Persip's always going to be that way. He's
Persip
just that
says
way,
he's gay
and
every stream. It's like he says it so much, it might as
well,
well be like his
that's
intro.
like Matthew, right? That's like
Welcome to the
Matthew's guy. Like it's
We're
a
gay.
identity. Being LGBT is like is a political movement now. So it's
Brian,
like when
you're
you say
gay.
you're LGBT in some capacity, you're announcing your politics.
You know what? I don't know if Ashton is gay. I don't know if any of these other people are gay. I know you're gay, Brian. All these LGBT
to the
people.
world, you know, every time. So
But person, he looked like what he got kicked out of med school or something because he didn't
no,
take the
so
next.
I mean, it's kind of actually fucked
Let's
up.
hear. Okay, now we're going to hear a completely fantastical version of my life. Just imagine you're me. Okay, this might not seem like a big deal. Okay, you're friends with a lunatic. Okay, and then he's privately having these conversations where he's telling your life story, except it's completely fucking delusional. It's just completely made up delusions.
I mean, I'm not even gonna shit on the guy for it. But
You don't have to
basically,
go.
Brian's the right
basically what
kind of gay.
happened
You're right, bro.
Is that he they basically in New York when COVID happened was a little crazy, and they basically said you can't be if you don't get the shot, if you were a medical person and you don't get the shot, you can't come. You are kicked out of med school. And he was like, with a lot of people, he was like, no, this is crazy. Like I don't want the shot. So they kicked him out and they barred him from ever attending any med school in New York City. And it was pretty brutal because he had already started residency.
Yes.
So imagine, if you will, like
Brian doesn't realize that to start residency, you already need a medical degree. But don't correct Brian.
you've done like at least 10 years, 9 to 10 years of
He's
med
just
school.
babbling about fucking
And you
Persip
just let it all go like that over the
Yes.
COVID
See,
shot.
even
Which is, I mean,
see, Shaggy's making a guest appearance. Even Shaggy's like he's babbling and rambling about Persip's personal business. Even Shaggy understands.
I don't blame him. Like, fuck the COVID shot. And so it was kind of like it was really shitty for him. So I told him to move, but he refused. He had like a
I
bunch of
told him
reasons
to
why,
move,
hear
but he
you.
He
refused.
figured it out. I mean, he started like a business and stuff. I'm not going to shit on him for that. I won't ever
I wish
do that.
Brian would argue with you about religion because I'd love to see him get dumpstered on that.
Oh yeah. I don't really want to talk about religion with Brian, but I mean, I
Yeah,
wish
fair
he'd talk about. I wish he'd talk about something.
I
other than
really
fucking
appreciate, Brian, you spreading a completely delusional version of my life around to people for a long time now. I'm glad the audience can hear you spouting this delusion.
Persip's dick.
Yeah.
I'm
Definitely
just.
doesn't
I'm
help
not
me, by
really
the
in
way.
here. I'm not
Pausing
really
the
in
clock.
here to deal with Brian's bullshit. I was looking for the daimyo. Is anyone here in here that can hear me? Is the daimyo around?
See, even Shaggy, the schizophrenic, understands that these are completely Brian's delusions that he's presenting as fact about my personal life.
I think they all muted me. I think
I
they're all
don't
scared.
think Daimo's around right now, no.
What's up,
That's-
Cappy? No, Daimo's not in here.
Demands an audience.
Daimo does?
The
No,
council.
Shaggy's
Oh,
Council
demanding an
demands
audience.
oh,
for Dino. He
what's his
wants the
name?
council
council to
That
demands
convene.
pedophile wants
audience.
to talk to something to Daimo? I hope Daimo bans him
The
next.
council. Just
That's another one that
Can't-
Daimo needs to get
can't
rid
believe
of,
that
is
with
this
a straight
pedophile.
face.
Who's left in the council?
He's probably right
Nobody.
about
It
that.
doesn't even exist anymore. It's completely
It's
dissolved.
just Shaggy.
Poor
and
Shaggy.
Axel.
It's just
not
Shaggy
even
and
a council
Axel.
anymore.
Cahill got
Matthew's
his like
on the
friend group
council
and
now.
shit.
Matthew just got initiated into the council to replace
So it's a
Daimyo.
trio? Okay. I don't know if you can hear Shaggy, Brian, but I can.
No, it's
wait, so-
there's still 6 members. I
Yep.
guess 7. if
People
you count
just said
Daimyo.
all
That'd be
this
sort of
fact-
like a
All
recurring
this is
villain.
fact live on the Kino Casino?
Yeah, he's like a foil. And
Did he
meanwhile-
really? Hold on. I just have to check now, even though I know it's a lies from this fucking chat. They really talking
And the
about? I
thread
thought you didn't
incorrect
talk
it.
about me,
You have
bro.
an account. I do.
Get on there and tell him.
Sean's like,
He should get in the thread. Ricada gets in the thread to dispel the rumors against.
I don't know. They're talking about rackets. Thanks for picking up my scraps, bro. You keep doing that. It's making you a lot of money. No, they're not. Apparently, they're not talking to me, and you can't rewind on on
Rudy's
Kick.
just
So
like
Rudy
Billy's
is
present.
on the count. Rudy exists. That's Rudy.
He exists. Yeah,
What
right.
about Rudy?
yes, the
Doug
Council
was
of Evil
talking
is
about the current
trannies and Shaggy.
council
Yeah, Rudy.
status of all the
exists.
council members. Yes. So far we got Deadman and Rudy.
Rudy's
Axel,
not. I mean,
Shaggy.
Deadman's not. in it.
What happened to Rudy? My other disciple, Rudy,
Hey,
Yeah,
wait,
that's
wait.
just that's
Rudy
like, he's just
Coleman.
trolling.
got caught.
What are your
Wait,
thoughts on Deadman's
Tell-
content,
Can you
Brian?
tell him that
I don't know. I was just saying, if I
Play the
if,
We
whenever
Do
I do the
song.
poll show, I'd really like to have my special guest be Dymo, and just Dymo, no callers.
He's gonna do the
And,
show again with all this shit that's happening.
I wanted to
he still
go
hasn't
over
learned.
Dymo's history with Persip, really, and then after Persip, maybe talk about the stuff with Axelfest and like why he went down there, and then get into the diary thing. And then I wanted to see if he'd be down to have Deadman come on and I'll moderate and let him and Deadman kind of talk it out
Can he
about the whole
even
situation, because
legally
they haven't really spoken since, and I don't think.
I'm sorry, Shaggy.
I don't know how
idea that
Dymo feels about that. He's probably not going to say yes to that. I can see him being a little hesitant with the idea of like
He's
talking
gonna
with
say
Well,
we
yeah.
all had gay sex. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna.
So-
Skeleton
I don't
House
know.
song. I did
really
enjoy the
would probably
Skeleton
be
House
down.
song.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Of course, Dymo will do that. Why wouldn't he? Like, you think Dymo's afraid of being called gay? No, he's just gonna say that we're gay.
not about being gay, but about
That's
the
what
diary?
any
I
of
think
us
it
would
was
do.
good
If
for
you,
us.
if you had me on the show, that's what I would
Yes.
do. That's what Axel do. Even Rudy. All of
The
us
two
would do that
bridesmaids,
because it's stupid
Dymo
to die on the hill
and
if
Rudy
I'm not
Coleman.
gay.
Where
No
is
one gives a
Rudy?
shit.
Mr. Goymore,
He took
please
off.
tell King of Pole that Shaggy
The only
said
smart
that
one.
The spot that is left empty because of the Dymo on the Council of Evil has been filled by Matt.
Is that actually Dymo, or is it a fake Dymo? I don't even know it.
Damn, I had to come back just for some fun.
Brian, Maddie Cat says that
Hold on, time out.
he
Stop
Wow,
it.
everybody's
Stop
coming
right
out
there,
for this
Triple
one.
A.
This wasn't
Listen,
supposed to be that
Triple
big
A,
a
I've already
deal.
had this
Let me
conversation
put you on.
with you. Don't have to play telephone with the subhuman. It's not even
Yeah.
a person. Okay?
It's-
Just ignore it.
This
Whatever
would
it
be
said is
useful
mentally
information
ill.
for him. I mean, we've got to renew this.
Doesn't matter.
Like,
Rudy is that crazy old lady that stalked
If it
Owen
is them
Benjamin.
saying they're going to be opening up their camera now, and they bought
That's
a
where
bottle
Rudy
of
went.
Febreze and they're about to take some shots. I don't care. So that's all I care about.
So I'm told that there's new audio of Brian freaking out. We'll listen to that. Why I was telling Brian to take a step back and let it
That's
go.
gonna
This
work.
is from. Let's see. This is from May. No, this is from the 5th of December. Here we go.
Catalyst. That's the catalyst to everything. That
This
audio
is from
I
the
just gave
5th
you.
of December when Brian was supposedly taking a break and touching grass.
Oh. Let me check.
He just came back. Not really.
You never wonder why he always would get mad at me saying, "Why isn't Roxo locked up?"
I can play this whole thing?
Yeah, go ahead. He called. Okay, for the context for you, sucker, right?
This is Brian
This was
retired, by the
when
way.
he got the CPS report and the swatting, and then I or whatever, and then excuse me. This was a little bit after that. This was when I got swatted, and then he contacted me, and then he got swatted, and that same day, and then he contacted me and was basically like, "You need to get Roxo arrested. I'm gonna like infiltrate the plate gang." And then I tell him to go file a goddamn police report and stop being a retard.
I believe Brian here is talking about Dark Ninja. Brian was going to team up with the Dark Ninja to take down Plate Gang.
Essentially.
Yes.
I generally don't understand why he's drunk at 7 a.m.
The
screaming
ghost
at
of
people
Brian
about. I can't believe he even
still
called Kangle a
talking about it.
pedophile and tried to take the site down. That's some serious faggotry.
Who even knows? Kangle owns Onion Farms. He's a strange orbiter of CWC.
Yeah, I know. Brian,
are you doing, dude? You're fucking up the gay op, bro.
I'm
What are you
fucking
doing?
up. What's the gay op? What are you doing? What's going on?
I have to boost this.
You're recording me, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
I'm not gonna.
See, this is Brian. No, I'm not recording. I'm not recording you. Absolutely not. I don't record people. Hold on. Let's see if I can boost this. Why isn't volume booster working? All right.
I'm not recording. When do
I'm not recording.
It never happened, Vern.
My DMs, you're fucking everything up for me, bro. What are you doing?
It's not true.
What's the gay op, Ninja? Are you fucking? What are you doing to Godwinson? What's happening?
Look, dude.
I'll
Zoom
delete it
brought
if
it
you
to my
walk through.
attention. He got pretty pissed off. You tweeted, you dumped the DMs, and he was. we got kind of like into an argument, and fucking you did that.
Okay.
So you're like. You're fucking it up, bro.
I'm fucking up stuff with you and what? Are you guys trying to gay op Godwinson?
No, we're not. We're taking down Chinatown, bro.
Yeah, but I'm not a part of all that, right?
You
guys,
want me
like,
to take Brian
tagging
off the
me,
screen?
You were.
You're calling, yeah, like a month ago, like at least literally like 4 to 5 weeks.
You got it, bro.
Why did you have a falling out with them?
Because they set me up and they were trying to make content out of shit. I didn't like it. I just wanted to hang out with people and play video games. I'm not involved in ops. And as soon as that shit started happening in the server, I left. I left like 5-6 weeks ago, something like that. And so
how did you find out that they were doing that to you?
Because they set me
how did
up.
you know?
Because they set me up with
This is new audio for me.
Slurpee, and they try to record it for IBS bullshit.
So, okay, Brian is complaining about people recording him as he secretly records Dark Ninja as he tries to take down the Plate Gang secretly. This is the mind of Brian. We're really going deep into the mind of Brian.
And I didn't like that. He's like a gay rapist. I don't want to talk to a guy who's being investigated.
He's not involved, by the way. We all plotted this. This is not Brian doing retarded shit on Discord. This is our fault, which is why Brian had to, be extricated. Okay, he had to be removed because his behavior is too fucking nuts.
Okay, wait.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I'll explain that. So Cappy knows what I'm talking about, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll pause this.
So Slurpee is this fucking gay guy in Canada who they keep claiming has a girlfriend. Only Shamu and Yimli claim that this guy is like a normal human being. I don't know why. He's definitely not.
I don't know. I have no fucking idea who this is. I'm so happy I don't.
But he's clearly gay, and he's like insanely unhinged gay. Well, he disappeared for like 3 weeks because the Toronto, or I don't know if it's Toronto, like the Canadian, I don't know what police department, some Canadian police department. He was under investigation for rape allegations. He was accused. Somebody filed.
Brian not involved with anything, by the way. Brian doesn't know anything. Woo, lad, you know me. You know me, Elaine. I don't know anything. I don't know nothing.
Charges against him for rape. So he disappeared like a month and he came back and he acted like nothing ever happened. Just acted like nothing ever happened. He like spurred out saying he was being investigated for rape, disappeared for a month, comes back, pretends that nothing ever happened. And then they come up with this crazy LARP that he was, that he has a girlfriend, he's like a straight guy, and went down to Florida or something. I don't even understand it. It doesn't make any sense. He's gay as hell. So anyways, go ahead. Go ahead. I just want to stress that. Yeah, Cappy should know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's a gay rapist. He's a gay rapist. 100% gay rapist. I don't understand.
He's a gay rapist. It's crazy. He's a gay rapist. I somehow know all of his criminal records, but I don't know anything. He's a gay rapist. He wants to rape me.
Exposing Chinatown, dude.
So then why is Godwinson talking?
No, I think you got everything.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. I got to adjust the audio here.
Here's the problem: is the screenshots
I think you got everything wrong, dude.
The screenshot I've seen is Godwinson's asking you to snake olive oil with Tomba hat, and I'm not understanding that.
You got to snake olive oil and Tomba hat to secure this alliance so we can set up the pay game.
You've been spurging out, bro. You've been spurging out.
I'm not spurging out. I haven't.
I'm not spurging out at
I
all.
thought it'd be funny to make like something in the field. to talk about touching grass.
See,
I mean,
that's the thing.
and then I gave a philosophical
Shut up, Gator.
understanding of what the
Is that
problem
actually
was.
fucking Gator?
Actually, you guys are the Spurs.
Shut
you
the
guys are running
fuck
around
up.
doing ops and swatting people and doing dumb shit and like trying to take out internet people.
I'm not fucking
Oh,
swatting
it's fake
people. What the
Gator.
fuck?
You're
Damn,
involved
I
in
was
it
hoping
now.
you were
You're
the real
in bed with
Gator.
them. I don't hang out with Elaine. Elaine hangs
not-
out with Plate Gang.
I'm not
Elaine hangs out with
Me,
Play Gang. I
Rico.
don't hang around with Elaine. I don't do that shit. I don't know who Elaine is. Who Elaine?
I don't hang out. There's not a single
Brian,
server you're gonna find me and
I
Elaine
called-
in a VC together.
I called a ceasefire with Plaking. Doesn't mean I'm friends with
I don't
You're
know
in their server,
Elaine.
you're talking to them and you're regularly hanging out with them. They call you the Ninja of Light, and they
No.
put next to your name Plate Gang Prospect.
Dude, they're fucking with you. Dude, I didn't change my name to that. They fucking changed
You're
it.
part of
Well, yeah,
Play
'cause you're
Gang,
a
You know
aren't
they can
you?
fucking do that shit.
Yeah, because you're a
No, I'm
prospect.
not, bro.
Yeah, you are.
Hold
They
on.
want you on the
Let's
team.
call out Brian live. He's never talked to Elaine. Let's call out Brian live. Here. Let's see. It's got to be in here. There was a short one with Brian and Elaine.
Okay, Swede is 10 times worse than Roxo ever was. I'm telling you, he is 10 times.
I don't know,
Like,
Elaine. You'll never
I
see
will-
me in a car
I
with
will die on
Elaine.
this hill because
Who's that?
Swede has a like literally his wife, like Zoe Hall. His wife Zoe Hall, her mother told me that he has a charge for
You
sex.
Okay, well, first of all, hold on. You know me, Elaine. So what
You
is?
know me, Elaine.
I am.
I'm
so
You know me, Elaine. You know me so well. You know.
fucking done.
I'm not Hold on. I'm not defending it.
I never talked
First
to
of all,
Elaine, by the way.
you know me. Calm down for a little bit.
You know
it's
me. Calm down.
right?
No, but this guy legit sexually harassed me for
You know
days
every
since I
intimate
rejected
detail
him.
of
That's
my
why
life,
he hates
Elaine.
me so much because I wouldn't fuck him. Like I literally want him dead.
Okay. So is that the crux of the issue though? Like that what
The
started
crux
it?
of the issue is that they lie constantly. They cannot stop lying.
lie.
At least if they're gonna own me, they
Kill
can
all
own me with
poor
stuff
people.
that's actually true. But so far, all the stuff that they're saying is based on like them being trolled by people and taken
100%
for a
truth.
ride.
Okay. Well, here's my thing though: are you hanging out with Zoom and Roxo now?
No, I don't even fucking talk to them. I just said that
This
Swede
is what
and
all
that
the calls
Brit
are
is
about,
worse than
by the
them.
way.
I understand.
I'm not
That's
even
not
friends
true.
with. I don't even fucking speak to them. It's just that I'm allowed to hate Swede more than I hate Zoom.
I didn't look you, Elaine. It's me, right?
It's
Yeah, I
me,
know.
Elaine.
It's
But
me.
It's me,
You know
Elaine.
me.
I
know
want
me.
his family
You
gap.
know me,
Like I
Elaine.
want Rio Hall fucking.
I don't
put in
know
his fucking
anything.
mouth.
Well, if I
Okay, I know it's a boring call. I just love that Brian just goes, "You know me, Elaine. You know me so well."
Team Ninja. They want you involved in all
Let's
this.
listen to Brian claim he never has ever talked to Elaine in the same way that he said to Elaine he doesn't know anything about Play King. I just wanted to show like the massive hypocrisy.
Craziness. And instead of just going to the police and ignoring psychotic people, you join the group.
Yeah, who
Look,
does
dude,
that, Brian?
Okay, so here's another thing
Who?
going on.
All right, let's talk about who does that, Brian. Who doesn't ignore the psychotic people and tries to join their group? I wonder who does that.
But I'm trying to get back at Chinatown for snaking me. So I don't know if you're aware of that. I don't know if I told you that, and I told Olive doesn't agree with it. She doesn't like that. She hates that. What I'm doing right now.
I don't even know, Lane. Mulan.
How is that retarded? I'm gonna fucking show the snakes how it's done. I'm gonna show people. I'm gonna make an example out of Chinatown because they're fucking snakes, bro.
Nigga,
they're fucking snakes.
You're laying in bed with
Shamu!
SWAT niggas and send child porn to people on their phones.
Shamu
They
is
call
my
child
best friend.
protective services
Are you being
on
serious about that, dude? Hold on, Brian. Are you being serious about Polly Nobox and UCP, bro? Like,
Who's
be for
Polly
real.
Nobox?
Don't. Polly Nobox.
Is that
He's the one who claimed that
I don't know who that
I'm
is.
one of those
Yeah.
retards, dude. I don't believe
I
anything
don't
that comes
know
out of
who
their
that
fucking mouth. They're
is.
liars and
Who is
criminals,
that?
bro, and they're psychos.
Okay, wait, Brian. Now, the reason Ninja joined the server. The reason Ninja joined the server is because like he was trying to not get into fights and not get
Oh, he's going to renege on that like immediately in this audio. I was waiting for it.
Oh.
He's gonna say join squash beef, and then in the same sentence,
I'm talking
in the
to you
same
right
sentence,
now, Paulie
sucker
Nobots.
punch. He's gonna immediately say
I
that he
love
had broke
Paulie
the
Nobots.
truce
Listen.
and went at Roxo.
Listen, I recorded this call, Paulie Nobots.
I was there the night where him and Roxo got into a fight. Roxo was posting pictures of him, and Ninja only responded.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't really care. This audio was what set him off because this audio. Apparently, he lied to the Olive
This
person.
audio.
They reached out to me. They heard this audio, and they said everything he told him was a lie. I don't know the ins and outs of what that was, but that caused him to spurg the fuck out and claim that I stole his woman.
Snaking your own friends like Olive Oil and Kiwi Farmers.
I'm only correcting because I was there for some of these like events, like him hanging out.
Shut
and
up,
stuff.
random Discord person. Nobody cares.
I'm not fucking with Kiwi Farmers, bro.
This is old stuff. I just thought this will give you the context of why Isaac is so angry at me.
To snake olive oil and all this
I don't
shit.
know.
I don't know why he's so angry at me. I just lied to him on this entire call and recorded it. I don't understand why he'd be angry at me. Why would he do that? I'm just an innocent gay man.
And then have Tomba Hat
I'm innocent.
And then have Tomba Hat dox Olive Oil's village. Like, what the fuck, man?
Wait, what? When did this happen?
In the same server, you asked him. You're in the same group, in the same conversation.
I didn't know that was.
They literally,
I didn't
Tomba
know
Hat
that was
posted
her
a picture
dog.
of her house in her fucking village, and they all said it was beautiful. Are you fucking serious? You knew that was her docs.
It's not her docs. It's literally the village from Popeye, by the way. If you've ever seen the movie Popeye, it's literally the movie. It's a literal picture of Popeye's house in the movie. But Brian is so retarded, he thinks that's an actual dox. Just putting that out there. Just putting that out there.
Oh, now they
the one with Robin Williams, the 90s one.
They tell you it's a fail docs. It's not real.
You know what's interesting about this part,
No,
by
they
the
can
way?
tell me
I
that.
want to
It's
say
always
Sucker
been a fail
Punch
docs.
is that Olive
Okay.
said.
Pictures Elaine sent you or Phil docs?
Send me those photos.
Can you hear me or no, Sucker?
Send me those.
I never talked to Elaine. I don't know who Elaine is, Dark Ninja. I don't know what you're talking about.
Photos.
Yeah, I can hear you.
They sent it.
You want to pause real quick?
Not the Mediterranean.
Because we glossed over it. So Tomba Hat and them showed me that it was you guys were like trolling. You were doxing Popeye's village or something. Right?
Yeah, it was because Olive Oil was a Popeye character.
Right. So the olive person saw those. Because Isaac's a retard. Spurged out real hard and thought that you guys like failed doxed her. But she tried to explain to him that an attempt was made to
I think I'll show the picture. I think it was I think it was this picture. She thought she was failed doxed. This is the village from Popeye the Sailor Man, the 90s movie with Robin Williams, by the way. Hold on, let me get this completely on screen. This was the failed dox. Brian, not the smartest tool in the shed advising all of these people, but now you understand why things are going so wrong.
Dox her, and he was involved, right? And like she kept the main crux was she kept asking him what did him and Godwinson talk to in voice chat regarding the alleged the failed docs, right? And he to this day he still refuses to explain anything like that to her. And so she just said, well, fuck you. We're done. Like, I'm never going to talk to you again. And that's when he spurks out. He spurks out about this. And then he goes off on it.
I fucked up Dark Ninja's relationship with this Kiwi farmer bitch by telling her she got doxxed by the Popeyes movie with Robin Williams. Was it it might have been in the late 80s. It was either the 80s or the early 90s or the late 80s. I can't remember now.
His whole tirade about how I stole his woman and cucked him and all this other shit. He even calls her like drunk and starts begging. That's those 3 audios. He starts begging her, Olive, come back. Talk to me, Olive.
What?
Don't hang out.
Why are you so angry at me, Dr. Ninja? I didn't do anything to you. I just have recordings of you begging your girlfriend to come back to you, and I released them, but I don't understand. I don't understand
This
this.
person doesn't hang out with me. I don't even, it's a Kiwi farmer, okay? I don't even know. Apparently she's like some Arabic doctor. Don't even know. They just reached out to me because this nigga kept lying She
kept
fucking
lying. I don't understand why
to this
people
person
lie
while he
on
was
the
fucking
internet.
with you guys in your guys' groups or doing whatever the hell he's doing. I don't know what he
ever
does.
lie. I tell the truth
Who
all
knows
the
what
time.
I mean,
but
I don't know what he does when he's not here.
No,
But I can
Right.
say that, like,
like these sons of
I
bitches.
mean, she was definitely recording him.
Nah,
She was
he
definitely trying to direct him to do things she thought would be entertaining that
I introduced
she
Jim
knew
to
would be
Jay.
like directly detrimental to
I
him.
should have been invited to the
I have
wedding.
no
How could
idea.
they do that
I have
to
no
me?
idea, but what I do know is that this was the catalyst of it, because this person apparently Isaac had been lying to them and this whole time, and then all they saw was like Isaac in a server where they failed doxed her, and then she talked to Godwinson about olive oil, about snaking olive oil or whatever, and this person freaked out because there's some like anonymous Kiwi Farm user, right?
Who even knows if that's true? Brian loves to throw our names around in these conversations with these Discord people on to the point of like complete diarrhea of the mouth. Just loves to throw around our names.
And that's the catalyst of all this, and that's why he's so mad at me. He's all uppity about me. I don't know why he says everything else about it. He could just point to this audio and be like, "This is why I'm mad." This is quite literally why he's mad.
Okay, let's keep going.
Same conversation. Tom had posted him himself. You guys are retarded. Like, legit, if you were smart, yes, you are. If you were smart, this is what I mean. Like, you're talking about spurging. Bro, I will literally post the same screenshots now, and you're in them.
Well, post it, because I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I really don't. Unless there's a Dark Ninja LARPer account, bro. You need to, like...
There's a Dark Ninja LARPer account now. Come on, Ninja.
There's always sock accounts, dude.
So now it's all socks. It's not you, Ninja, that's talking with these people
Oh,
on
let me
the
adjust
Break
the
Club
line.
server, even though you're asking me to
No,
talk
I'm
to them.
saying... Dude, I wouldn't snake olive oil like that, dude. Are you stupid?
I am. I'm gonna snake him.
I mean, to be fair, he still refuses to snake olive oil.
You're giving me flag. Strawberry Douche is giving me flag.
That's not true. He was blackmailing her and posting shit all over Twitter. That's literally not true.
It's insane.
He was blackmailing her on Twitter. I knew
I mean,
about
wasn't
it.
she posting stuff about him?
No, not until he started blackmailing him. He started threatening him and doing crazy
He
stuff.
started blackmailing and threatening
and then
her.
he kept posting. He kept posting shit on Twitter over and over again. And then he went to Kiwi Farms and he's using Kiwi farmers, somebody named Strawberry Douche and them to go at this person and other people on Kiwi Farm. He was like doing some real retarded,
I don't know
low
anything
key,
about
like
Kiwi Farms or anything.
fucking to fuck with this olive person, make him go away. He even tried to blackmail me to convince me to stop talking to Olive, even though I wasn't, and had the Olive person reach out to me to say that they weren't talking so they could get a screenshot of it to give to Ninja, which he then bragged and posted like memes about on Twitter, saying that he won. And this led to the person start leaking their DMs and their audio. And that's how that all went down. Quite literally, after this audio, this right here, and when the Olive person heard this audio you're listening to, they went to Ninja. They asked him about it. He lied to them. They said, well, I'm just not going to talk to you anymore. We're not going to associate anymore.
You think a black man is going to kill me for doing the Brian voice?
He blamed me and said I stole his
I don't know how I have 20,
and then decided to say he was going to forever punish this Olive person for choosing Brian over him.
As much as it is to you,
and then would just and on regular, he still does it this day. He did it this week, like just this week. They deleted their Twitter account because like a week ago, or I want to say 4 days ago, because he wouldn't stop. Every day he would like, just like with Tragic, every day he would like tweet out shit at them. He would fucking leak DMs from them. He would
the Twitter
have like
bots have
the
gained
strawberry person fuck with them.
visiting
I
us.
don't know all these Kiwi farmer people. But Isaac was absolutely like A-logging.
No, okay, so the thing with the Tragic guys, like, they both go at each other. That's not a one-sided fight.
I don't know shit about Tragic, to be fair. What I'm
I
saying,
have no idea what they're talking about. We'll skip ahead. I haven't listened to any of this audio. It was released literally 2 hours ago. Okay. Let's skip ahead a little bit. See what else Brian is up to.
Celebrating.
Wait.
When did you call the grandmother? It's around that time, right?
Early September, I want to say September 6th-ish.
Could you reiterate my question?
Is that mystery?
Brian, so wait. So if you called the grandmother, why would you give the phone number out for Ninja to call the grandmother?
I didn't give the phone.
Oh, we're still on Ninja. Oh my god.
Yes,
Brian,
People calling Ninja's
100%.
grandmother.
promise you. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look,
Brian,
what I'm
Brian,
just-
like she's been like being fucked with by somebody. We don't even know who it is, but he's pretending to be Josh, and this is how she
Okay.
gets into messes. That's why she's like, I don't
Well,
know
yeah,
if
she's
she's
crazy.
in Amsterdam.
Oh,
I don't
Brian,
know if
Brian,
she's
by
in
the way,
Amsterdam,
Brian?
Spain, or Portugal, but she thinks she's meeting up with Josh all the time. That's why she goes on these fucking whore
No.
trips.
By the way, Brian, I have told her this has happened to her 9. You'll get this one. 9 years, 9 separate
I don't know who
times
they're
this
talking
happened
about
to
here.
her.
I'm waiting
True.
for the
9.
reveal
Yeah.
who they're even
Not even-
talking
And we've
about.
had
So the
nothing
thing with
to do
Elaine,
with it.
all I want to, I just want to get out my statement, and you guys can
Uh-oh,
tell me whatever you
Elaine.
want. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm not- I just
Brian,
wanna
what are you
finish this.
doing, bro?
It's-
Well, I mean,
just
are you
have to
gonna
stress this.
listen?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'm
let
listening
him
to you guys
go,
right
Sweet.
now.
Brian, please.
So she'll just do stuff. I used to tell her, don't fuck with people, but she doesn't listen, and I can't pull her internet cable. So there's nothing I can actually do to stop whatever the fuck
Oh,
she's
this is
doing.
Brian
I
coping
don't
about
even
Elaine.
know. I don't even
Interesting.
know what she's doing. She will just let me know, like halfway through
I don't know
whatever the fuck
anything
she's
Elaine is doing.
that something
You
is
know,
happening that
Elaine.
she's involved in, and she's taking care
I
of it.
already went
That's
over
like
what the
the
Cardinal
biggest
sins are.
way. That's it. And so
I'm not
it used to
laughing at
be
you,
don't.
Brian.
I used to be like, don't do that, Elaine. Right? And then
I
it
don't
went
know
from that
anything what
to just
Elaine is
dox the
doing.
world because she
How
won't.
can she do it?
There's nothing I can say
I can't
to
say
get her to
anything.
stop.
I
All
can't
she
stop
wants
her.
is to be like,
I don't understand.
have someone just say yes.
I'm innocent.
I don't know why. She
anything
just
about
wants
Elaine.
someone to say yes.
Have you not? Do you not understand?
Who the
that
fuck is this?
It's gone way beyond the doxing and swatting.
I don't
It's
follow
now-
what Elaine does.
Okay, so let me enlighten you just for 1 minute. Like I'll condense it in 1 minute. She
Sure.
pissed her bed in front of the camera for somebody to film. She carved
Jesus.
the name of Josh Moon on her thighs.
That's not true. Yeah, that's not
Hey, it
true.
is
Yes, it's
true.
true. Listen, just shush
It is
and listen
true.
to me. I'm saying when I say this is because
Who is
there's
this
video
crazy
evidence
bitch?
of her face doing so. She's anorexic,
Who
which
is
is why
this?
she has destroyed the enamel of her teeth because she purges.
They
She's
don't even
also
have the
bulimic,
names on the stream.
hence the vomiting.
This is
You should
like
probably talk to
Elaine
Ed.
in
He's
40
the one that
years.
purges.
Shush for a second. She constantly threatens to kill people.
Sounds like an old
She
lady.
wishes
Babe.
people to have miscarriages. She does the most
60-year-old
abhorrent,
Elaine.
ridiculous threats. She is a threat to herself and to society.
She's
and
a
needs
threat
be
to society. Elaine is a threat
in
to
an
society.
It sounds
English-
like Dee Dee, you should
in
do
an
something.
English psychiatric hospital, which is what is
Right.
going to happen. That's what
All right.
I have condensed.
I don't even
All right,
fucking
so
know
then
what's going
you-
on in these
sounds like you
servers,
got
bro.
a case. Go handle it.
Who said I'm not?
I don't know. I'm not her dad, and I'm not her boyfriend, and
Well,
I'm just telling
saying,
you
don't
what she does.
associate yourself with people who
I
do
would
those
hope
sorts
so,
of things,
Brian. I
because
would
then
hope that
it's
you're not
right.
her dad or
That's
her
all you
boyfriend.
should
I
do,
don't
give
want.
her a chance.
Listen, you're
Since you have
like
a
this
wife.
is like a pot meat kettle thing, okay? If the chick DMs me wild shit, which I get DM'd wild shit all
I have
the time
no
from
idea,
multitudes
Chicken
of
Tendies, who
people
this bitch is.
that just send
Sounds
me
like an
shit that they're
old
doing
British
unsolicited
lady.
all the time.
She's a
Okay,
menace
it
to
just
I'm not
happens
even
society.
all the
going
time.
to go
She has
there
to be
and say
taken
that you're
out.
working together.
She's very
but
dangerous.
Brian, can you
I'm
just
definitely not.
search? Can you just search in her DMs with her? The name's Swede. And
Brian
see how many
cucking to
times
this
I pop
grandma
up, please.
in Discord.
Not many. I
About
think it was like
Elaine.
Mary recently.
I don't know
She
anything
DM'd
about
saying,
Elaine,
"Kill
man.
Swede."
It doesn't matter.
Listen, Grandma, I don't
all
know
she said
anything.
was-
I'm completely
Yeah, all she
innocent.
said was,
I
"I'm
can't
gonna
control
kill
anybody
anything I
else.
got." She didn't even say she was gonna fuck with you. She just said, "I'm gonna kill Swede."
Out
Yeah,
of
she
the
said she's-
blue.
Yeah,
Out of
same
the
as me.
blue.
This was Friday. She just wrote, "I'm gonna kill Swede." That's it. That's all I heard. I know that's the last thing she told me was on Friday. I'm gonna kill Swede.
Oh,
The
sweet,
other
that's
time
what
was
I'm
her
saying.
The
asking
only
me
thing
to
she
come back
let
and
me
do my
read her
show.
DMs to
Kill
me.
me.
Hold on.
That's like she's on.
Let me read her DMs to you, Grandma. Listen, the last thing she said was she was threatening to kill a man named Swede on Discord. That's the last thing. Let me read some more of her DMs to you.
Killing spree now. She, like literally is on a killing spree.
Oh, and then also, she did say one more thing about you. She said, "I swear to God, I got Sweet to say ooh woo on BC last night."
That's true.
Because I said I'd unmute if you did.
Absolutely true.
That's it. That's all I've got. She didn't even say anything about ruining your life.
That's
She just
all I
said she's
got
gonna
in
kill
my
you.
DMs.
So, that's
Bro,
it.
I
You want
swear
me to
God,
send it
if
to you?
I mean, I'm not even telling you what to do, but if you go in there and you say like, "Hey, Sweetie's a faggot," bro, watch her like write walls.
I'm
of
sure
text,
she
bro.
will. But
It's
you see,
hilarious.
I'm aware that Elaine wraps herself up into a shitload of stuff, like just dives
Let me
deeper
talk
into
about
shit.
Elaine's personal business.
So yes,
We
so
can do that.
I don't try to go,
Elaine
well,
is
tell me more about
crazy.
it. She just sends me shit and I go, like, a lot of times it's like a one sentence, like I'll just say based or okay or dox the world, Elaine, dox the world, get them all, Elaine.
Dox the world, Elaine.
She
Take
just does
him
her
out.
thing. Because in the past, I used
Become
to
a domestic terrorist, Elaine. Let me send you the anarchist
She's a
cookbook.
danger to society.
Blow
You don't understand
buildings.
the
Well, the
difference
thing, all right,
between,
see, but Dee Dee,
between
you're once again
online,
talking to me
ha ha
like
ha,
I'm
he
her
he he.
dad, her boyfriend, like
Dee Dee, what do
somebody
you
who's
want Brian
physically
to
in the
do?
room that can pull her internet cable. I can't do any of that. You're not understanding. Hold on, Dee Dee. You're not understanding that in the past, and she's brought this up on a Twitter recording. In the past, I used to try to tell her when she was dating Adam, briefly. I don't know how long that lasted, but
She was
whenever they were
dating
seeing each
Adam.
other. Yeah, they were seeing each other.
Don't you want to
100%.
know?
You don't
Yeah,
know
they were seeing
anything
each
about
other.
that.
Let me tell you all about it.
Yes,
not
100%.
romantically though. She smells
Yes, they
like
were.
Febreze, bro.
Yes, they were. They absolutely.
They 100% were dating. I'm going to give you all the personal details like I've been doing for 6 months. Going around talking about this.
Okay, it doesn't matter. So back in the day,
Brian,
Elaine
you
would
didn't
be like,
know that she pissed herself
holy
with
fuck,
carved
Dee Dee, you
names
don't
on
even know
her.
what I'm talking about.
Wait,
You got
wait,
me?
Dee
So
Dee,
back
Dee
in the
Dee,
day,
Why are you
Back
telling
in the
everybody
day,
else that they
I'm going
don't
to
know
tell
what
you
they're
all
talking
the
about?
lie, crazy
You
grandma.
don't know.
because you don't know. All right, so what did Elaine
Crazy
tell me,
grandma, I'm
Dee Dee?
going to tell
Tell me
you
what Elaine
everything.
told me. Please,
but bro,
enlighten me, elucidate
Calm
me.
down.
Dude, Elaine is
Well,
a
then shut
massive
up.
liar.
How about that?
Oh no, I'm not going to
You
shut
keep
up.
talking to me
Once
as if I'm
again, he
like
tells me
her
to shut
handler.
up.
I'm not.
Dee Dee, the piss and cutting videos are like a year and a half old. Everybody knew about them already.
Yeah,
every single
Except
person
for
here.
Brian.
Everybody knows
No,
she
Brian
pissed
knew about
herself
them.
and
They
cuts
were
her
a year and a
legs.
half old.
Oh, no,
How could
Brian,
you not
Anyway.
know that?
He doesn't. Brian just
No,
I
he
just
said
showed
he
the
didn't
video. I
watch
showed the
them.
photo.
Grandma,
Like,
how do you
she
not know
literally
that
showed her
that's
legs
old
the other
shit
day.
from a
There's
year
no
and a half
there's no
ago?
scars.
Makeup,
Oh my
bro.
God.
Brian, she used a tiny like eyeglasses screwdriver and she cut like the first
She
2 layers of
penis
skin.
though.
It's
Yeah.
not gonna scar
Okay.
up.
I understand.
She's
Okay.
a danger to
So,
society.
back in the day, Dee Dee, when I first interacted with this woman, because Adam brought this woman around. Okay, she was crazy.
Oh, that's a lie, Brian.
She
You've
would
been in
rant
contact with
about
Elaine
wanting to
longer
ruin
than
people's
Adam.
lives or wanting to kill people or take people out back. All that crazy nonsense.
You want to
like
talk
she does.
shit, Brian?
And I used to sit down with her and be sincere with her and tell her, hey, calm down. None of this is healthy. Don't do this.
Adam brought her around. I was totally okay with it. I wasn't having meltdowns every day that Adam was talking to Elaine. How could that happen?
Don't do that. None of that works. It literally in one ear out the other.
I haven't been acting like a
she
complete
actually
psycho for 6
referenced-
months.
What do you think?
I
would
have no
work?
fucking idea. I'm not her dad. So
I'm
and
not
I'm
a
not
daddy.
She's an adult.
So,
Why would you have to be her dad?
Because I'm not
Listen,
responsible
Grandma,
for what Elaine does.
I'm going to give you all the hot
I have no
goss.
agency
As a member of
or control.
society,
I have no
as a
power of
member of
attorney.
society,
I'm
what
not.
do you
I'm
think?
not. I have no control of her internet. I have no control of where she goes. I
As a
have no
member
control
of
of her finances.
society,
I have literally
as a member
zero
of
control of
society,
what she
what
does.
do you think would be the best course of action?
I've already told her she probably should go see a psychiatrist.
Right.
But I don't. The thing with Elaine is that I tried the route in the beginning of trying to talk to her about not doing stuff like this. She referenced this in a recording
I didn't
on
want
Twitter where
Elaine
she
to be a
talked about me
domestic
being like a
terrorist,
moral compass,
Grandma.
and that I'm a moral person or something. Because I would generally try to instill on her, and she would respond back to me by saying she's a sociopath or a psychopath, and like that's just how she is, and she's got like antisocial personality disorder and all this wacky stuff. And I just respond with going to see a therapist. Right, but she generally
go see a
will
therapist,
do
Elaine.
whatever she wants,
You need some therapy,
regardless
baby.
of what anyone tells her. It could be her best friend, her boyfriend, her husband, her dad, me,
Well, we
Tweed,
know
you.
this. We know
Okay,
this.
so if
we
you,
know this.
so
I know
what
this.
I'm trying to say is nowadays, Elaine just does shit. I hear about it either through Elaine or other
Fascinating
people,
that
and
this
then
is
I
what
go,
Brian
it
is
is
up to
what
all
it
day.
is, because there is nothing I can do.
Brian, I really want to play StarCraft 2 with you, but I feel like I have to warn you, because, like, if she finds out about it, bro, she's gonna freak the
She'll be
fuck
fine.
out.
Now I could talk to her about leaving you alone. I guess
I can talk to
try.
her. I can
I don't
talk
know
to
what
her
else I
about
can do.
leaving you alone, Grandma. Let me see if I can work my magic on Elaine.
I don't really
Brian,
care.
I'm
You
gonna
live
say-
and die
I don't
by
know who
the
that
sword,
is,
bud.
by the way.
That's not
I don't
gonna
know what
work.
she's doing.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, it's worth the shot. It's worked in the past. You have left somebody alone, and she listened to me one time.
Well,
Listen, I
Brian, I'm
can't
just
play
gonna tell you
StarCraft 2 right now. I
that,
gotta talk to
like, she's
Grandma
probably
about
gonna
Give me
Elaine.
2
freak out on
seconds.
you. Okay.
I'm torturing you because I need you to understand the mentality
I
of
really
Brian
want to play StarCraft though.
and why this behavior is problematic. If you haven't already figured it out.
Do you think she's peeking at this PC?
And this was
At
just,
this very
I
moment?
figured I would listen
No?
to this a little bit
She's
because,
probably hooked
you know,
up on something. 100%.
all right, enough with the voice.
Yeah,
I don't
couldn't
know
get
what's the drug laws in Portugal or Spain.
they're very lax.
Amsterdam is fucking lax as shit.
All right, let's skip
that
ahead a
was
little
my
bit.
first
I
guess,
only
but-
plan to go for an
So
hour.
You know that,
Amsterdam,
We'll skip
Spain,
ahead a little
and
bit. We'll see what Brian is up to.
you know, just as lax as...
This is literally Brian in one day, the 5th of December, almost 5 hours of recording of Brian in this particular voice chat, by the way. Just throwing that out there, Bri. Real normal behavior, bro. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
Well, this is what I see. I've been waiting patiently because I'm waiting because allegedly
Brian's been
somebody
doing this
recorded the Axel
for
breakup.
10
and I'm waiting
years.
for somebody to drop
Nobody
that one
makes
day.
Brian
Yes,
do this with the
allegedly,
snake
there's-
thing. Brian's been
that's the
doing this for
golden-
10
That's
years.
the golden audio that's never been leaked. Is the breakup between Axel and Shaggy. Apparently, after Axel Fest is when they broke up.
They
Like a week
broke
after.
up. Another thing, Brian is obsessed. And if you haven't guessed already, Brian was trying to get information about the Council of Evil and their sexual exploits, apparently, from Matty Cat, which is why he was talking to the tranny. And is still obsessed to this day with some kind of mysterious tape of the Council of Evil having gay sex. As if anybody would ever want to see that. If you want to puke into a bucket and be like Brian.
I wonder what for.
I have
Who
to
had
pee.
the
I'll be right
fucking best dragon dildo?
Well, let's put it in this
I'll
perspective.
torture you
Tweet.
more
How
with
many
this
times
audio.
have you hooked up with a girl and you said, this ain't it?
None, because I'm an incel. Haha.
No. Now, wait a minute. Well, I'll put it in this perspective. I think my theory is they met up, they finally meet up, all that sexual tension that they've been sharing with each other for years on Discord, and they're right there. They do a bunch of meth, do a bunch of drugs. She pounds Shaggy's little fucking asshole out, and then they go home, and Axel's like, well, I got what I wanted. Right? I'm good. I'm moving on to the next piece of tail, right? That's what I think. And I don't think Shaggy took that too well. I thought Shaggy probably thought it was true love.
Yikes.
And then he found out Axel and Matty Cat started dating. And then
is that true?
Yes. 100%. You can
Did
confirm that with
Matty
LimeWire test. Yes.
Oh. What?
Matty Cat briefly dated Axel, but reality was Axel was just using a tranny to do some weird, degenerate, fucked up shit on. Got a tranny to turn on their camera and shove a digital butt plug up their ass and let Axel turn that vibrator on with a dozen people in a PC and then record it.
Listen to Brian.
And that was the break. And then, that was the breakup. Plus, Shaggy leaked it. Well, Shaggy leaked everything in a fit of rage because Daddy Axel left me for a tranny.
Are you hearing this? Is everybody hearing this? So, I don't know if this is true or not. This is fascinating. Brian's obsession with the council now. Apparently that the sex tape was released by Shaggy. I don't know any of this lore. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know all this deep council lore. Apparently, Shaggy was in a homosexual relationship with Axel. They had sex during Axel Fest. And when Shaggy found out that Axel was cheating on him with the tranny in his Discord, okay, Shaggy went into a lover's rage and leaked the sex tape and all Axel's personal information. This is from Brian's mind.
And he'll never be the same again.
Welcome to the Brian Zone.
So, it all makes sense now, doesn't it? It's all coming together. It's like a fucking little.
It all makes sense.
I mean, I didn't know anything about fucking DJ Axel until people, or
Axel's a pedophile.
Axel and fucking what's his face, Mormon Shaggy. I had no idea.
Axel is a legitimate pedophile. That guy, Norway is a bizarre, fucked up country that I wish was glassed off the face of the earth. I will never wrap my brain around the way they do their justice system. It doesn't make, it's completely batshit crazy. It's so the way Norway works.
I'm gonna lecture
they
you
believe
right
in
now
full
on
rehabilitation. They don't
the justice
believe in
system of
incarceration
Norway.
and punishment.
I'm an expert.
And so you could literally like rape
The
dozens of
Vikings
children
sent me
and
blood
behead
rooms
kids in
from
the streets,
Norway.
right?
And
Or
they
in this
didn't even
case,
care
let's
when
look
I
at,
called the
like,
cops.
What's that
Can
one
you
mass
believe
shooter?
that?
His name,
Breivik.
Breivik, and go
He tried to
onto
get
an
me
island
fired
and
for
just
my
murder like
job.
100 fucking kids at a camp with a
I
gun.
mean, to be fair, there was
You
shit.
don't know what it's like to have these
Right,
crazy
but
people
then
stalking you for
brag
your
about it in the
98
courts and
person.
smile and stuff like that, and the judges
You don't
goes,
know what it's
give
like.
this man weekends in jail with a PlayStation 2 and some internet access. He'll be just fine.
You get a weekend in jail in Norway if you're a pedophile.
That's right. He'll be just
you
fine.
get a
That's
PS4
Norway.
in jail
I've had
cell.
to deal with another guy named Vider Viking who is unironically real life friends with Axel for a brief amount of time. And
is
that
friends
guy
with
advocated for
Axel.
Amos-Yi. He
Let me
advocates for
reignite
child
this
sex dolls
feud
and
in which we
Lolicon
were swatting
Shotacon.
and trying to kill each
He
other.
argues that he's a turbo libertarian and that they're just drawings and pictures, bro, and they're just plastic.
Drawings and pictures.
So,
Vidal
I
Viking,
had
do you
to
know
deal
who
with
that is?
Yeah, he's a sack
He's
of
a
shit.
piece of shit. I don't know why I've been feuding with Vidal Viking for like
Juan but not forgotten.
6,
that guy
7
is like some
years.
weird fucking. He's a Russian
I don't
tranny
understand
that's
it.
obsessed with
Why is he
protecting
obsessed
Vidor. I
with
don't
me?
know
Now
why.
let me tell you about
I
how
can't
much of
answer
a
that.
Vidal
Juan's a
piece of
sack of shit too. He's a
Vidal
liar and a
is.
schizophrenic.
He's a piece of shit.
But long story short, I don't know what it is about Norway
He's
or
a
Norwegians
pedophile. I tried
specifically,
to
but they
kill
have some
him.
bizarre
I don't know why he's
relationships
obsessed
with
with me.
pedophilia. I just don't know what it is. With Vider and Axel, they just
Vider and
children
Axel
are
the
just free
same
game over
person.
there. I have no fucking idea.
I don't understand why I've
it'd be
been
horrifying to
feuding
raise kids
with
in Norway.
Vidal for all these years. He should
Absolutely
just leave me
horrifying.
alone. Freedom of speech.
I don't get it. I just generally don't understand that country. Not even the parents get it. I'm pretty confident. Like even Zoom contacted his dad, and they didn't. They just put him in a shed.
Contacted
They
his
put him in a
daddy and
shed.
they wouldn't do anything to him. Can you believe that?
That was like the response.
I don't know
to
anything
Axel
about these
being a
people, by
pedophile.
the way.
It was just putting him in a shed.
Who's Vidal Viking? Who's DJ Axel?
That's
I
something
don't
I'll
know.
never understand either.
You know me,
Claims
Elaine.
that,
I
but
don't know
I
anything.
don't know if it was fucking him, to be honest.
I have no idea. What I do
Yeah.
know is he
I'm not
absolutely got
upset.
reported. People
I'm
talked
just
to his
making
dad.
fun of Brian.
He went to a rehab center for like 3 months. He came back. He wasn't allowed in the house, and he lives in a shed.
Yeah, true.
Like his dad converted a shed into like a cabin in the
I
backyard.
know all the law about
now,
the Council of
allegedly,
Evil.
he's got like family and the government that keep
As
him
far as I know,
protected and
that's
this and
actually
that. I don't know if that's
sort of true.
What I do know is
I
I've
don't know
dealt
all
with this
the deep
before with
lore like
other
Brian
Norwegians.
does.
Well,
It would
it's
make
it's hard to say.
All right.
It's honestly it's
That's enough, Brian. I can't take it anymore. Schizophrenic fucking ramblings of a madman on Discord. So that's Brian's cardinal sin. Okay? If you don't get it, I tortured you with it. I made you sit through it. You've experienced it. You've experienced the cardinal sin. You've heard the cardinal sin. You've tasted the cardinal sin. You've smelled the cardinal sin. This is the cardinal sin of Brian. And he just won't stop doing it, but will lie through his teeth about everybody and everything. As you've heard, Brian literally constantly lied for the last hour and a half of this stream. Every piece of audio with Brian talking was him lying. And, it's fantastical. And you could literally play other clips of Brian directly contradicting himself within the span of a day. Okay? Yes, Vidar got in trouble for the child sex doll thing, thinking they shouldn't be put in prison. They should be put in like some kind of conversion camp or something to stop being a pedophile. Yes, we could do callers. If you'd like to call in, I think Deep Throat would like to call in. Call in. I will allow some call-ins. Oh. My call-ins are muted. I apologize. Somebody already tried to call in.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'll hire you a little bit so the audience can hear you.
I'll start with the one question first. So you say all this about Brian. Why did you guys let him into your circle and tell him all this personal
Because I love
stuff?
Brian. I love that he's crazy, but he just is too crazy. There's a limit to the amount of craziness that you could there's a limit to the amount of craziness that could be tolerated. Brian being completely out of control, like you've heard in all of this audio that I played, that's just like maybe 0.001% of the recordings of Brian that are out there already. I just want to give the audience a taste.
If I didn't know a bit of the inside lore, I would have just lied and said this was a gay op by Godwinson for content and that you two are all actually friends.
Well, he
But
actually...
it's real. It's all real.
What do you mean?
I mean, he really
what do you
does.
think it's fake?
I said I would have said that's fake if I didn't know the truth. This is a hot take, but he really does hate Godwinson.
Yes, he really does. He's really that angry about nothing, about showing his own Twitter.
It's kind of funny that the Council of Evil sort of breaks up as your thing.
Yes.
Kind of breaks up at the same time. But what I want to say, I listened to the stream where he was going on for you talking to Shaggy. And one thing that caught me off guard was, Shaggy was saying what he was saying, right?
Yes.
And then Brian pauses and says, you personally are just as bad as Shaggy. And no offense, Brian, given what Shaggy was saying, I would say perhaps Shaggy was just a tad bit worse than what person was saying.
Well, because Brian only knows one thing: your friend or foe. So if you're an enemy of Brian, you're just as bad as all of his other enemies. They all get. You're a sociopath. You're a pedophile. You're all of these. You're a swatter. You're helping swat him. All of this stuff is true, and I've encountered this space before because when I first met Brian, he was convinced I was swatting and stalking him. So I'm used to this behavior from Brian. And I don't even care about this behavior from Brian. If he wasn't doing things that were so fantastically self-destructive and then somehow roping us into it by putting our names out there and telling people personal information about me and saying, Persip will do that, Persip will get you on Ralph's show and stuff. It's like, it's crazy with him. Just relax, Brian. It's not that big a deal. Like, there's nothing going on, Brian.
See, what I don't understand is he always talks good about the Squire. That's the one person he won't hate about.
Oh, he loves Squire, yeah. Everybody loves the Squire. The Squire skates on all accounts. I always take all the blame for Squire as well. That's why I always get double the blame. I got to take the blame for everybody.
And one thing I think Brian's trying to do is he's trying to ally himself with the Daimo. So I'm neutral in this conflict between you and
Well,
Brian.
Daimo, as you
Daimo's
well
your
know,
enemy.
I will tell you why he's allying with Daimo, because I know exactly how Brian thinks. Daimo is because the Daimo is connected to me. So it's really an attack on me because it's the Daimo. He goes, oh, who was the guy that person would talk to outside of us? Oh, the Daimo. I'm going to run immediately to the Daimo. That's Brian.
And the Daimo's allied with Shaggy, and Daimo's fine with Shaggy saying what he's saying about Brian's kids.
Well, it's vile what Shaggy's saying. That's why I can't let Shaggy. I would let Shaggy on. People don't understand. I would let Shaggy on. If Shaggy could be like halfway in reality and not say completely disgusting and vile shit, I don't even care. But I'm not going to let Shaggy on to say he's going to commit vile acts like that. That's just too far, as far as I'm concerned. He could say, and Brian is apparently fine with them saying it to his face in all these recordings, by the way.
Like, the bizarre thing is, like, Shaggy's making actual threats, talking about his guns and all this. I'm like,
well, nobody takes, the reality is, listen, nobody takes Shaggy seriously. He's like a methed out schizophrenic who's like 60 pounds.
If Shaggy, like Jeffrey, whatever his name is, just sent a video of him saying this to a random person on like a Facebook group in his local area, fuck, I don't know. I mean, if I were you guys, like I don't really take it seriously, but if some guy was saying that about my kids, I would go far with that.
Yeah,
'cause a lot of people
I
have this
would.
weird mentality
I
in the
would agree
sector where
with
it's
that.
like,
Brian is more
it's like,
interested in whatever the fuck you heard in that audio than actually doing anything.
because the sector morality is kind of bizarre, where it's like you make fun of a person's cat, you see these commenters saying, well, Axel's cat is dead. I hate Dynamo, but I'll say, oh, he made a joke about a dead cat. Who cares? Axel's like a legit pedophile.
I thought that was his first
joke.
good stream in a long time. Dymo dangling a cat over a boiling pot of water. I thought that was, and holding it hostage and having it up for, like a vote if he's going to kill it. I thought that was actually one of the first good streams he's done in a while, to be honest.
Yeah, I saw you saying that, Goblin saying that. My worry or my theory was that you were going to ally yourself with the Dymo, you and Goblinson. Because my message is the Dymo will be destroyed. I know he's listening to this right now. I know Shaggy's listening to this right now too.
Dymo, you will. This guy really. What is your hatred for the Dymo? I find him very. The company he keeps is bad, but I find him very neutral. I don't really feel anything about the Dymo, I suppose.
No, he's not. He's like a
even though he's a snake. Snake.
You can find archives called Ethan Hatchet Archive on YouTube, and it shows his true characters.
Oh, don't dox the guy on my stream. Calm down. Calm down.
It's okay. I mean, he has a Substack and all this stuff. Fine, but I won't go there. But the thing is, he wanted to be some sort of PewDiePie-esque popular e-slut. He called himself a creator. He has a Discord server with the Dinobot. He's worse than PPP is in the sector because he's some failed e-slut who wants to be legit e-slut and take in the sector and try to harvest it so he can achieve those goals. And your esoteric PPPism will talk about Kino and the grifting being bad, but Dymo has a buy me a coffee thing in his description. 4,000 subscribers.
He does. Dymo has to buy me a coffee.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's disgraceful, Dymo.
Where he has a Discord bot that posts videos automatically. Before that, he was showing every one of his videos to every Discord server. From what I gather, I don't really get too deep in these things. I just find it bizarre that people get into 50-hour conversations with Discord. I don't know who this sweet person is or all these other people. I really don't follow the Elaine thing because there's no actual videos, and I don't really feel the need to go into esoteric servers to listen to Spurge talk at each other.
Right.
People will call me a Dollars in a Perspex show, but I will say about at least YouTube, for all your faults, there's not some fucking retarded Discord stuff going on. At least yet, who knows? Maybe he'll get exposed and Brian said he'll leak the DMs.
Yes.
Some of these people, it's I can't imagine, you're Dymo or cool. Why are you telling your emotions to DJ Axel online? Are you retarded?
I don't understand. Trust. I don't know. You're asking me questions that I can't possibly answer.
No, I'll ask the audience because those people seem to love them. There's a universal love for Axel, Dymo, and Shaggy. These three pillars of morality. Shaggy, the beater of women, domestic terrorist, Dymo, the supporter of pedophiles, and DJ Axel.
Are you saying that Dymo is the cheerleader for the pedophiles?
I mean, yes, he is. I mean, in the Council of Evil, all Axel talked about was being a pedophile, literally.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. It was really disturbing and disgusting.
Listen, everybody needs.
Don't ask me why you got cut off, Dymo.
Anybody in public, go ask somebody out in public if they would do that, if they would talk to somebody every day for years and then who only talked about being a pedophile. Would anybody say that's the same idea? No, they would. Only in this lovely thing called the sector is acceptable. And I'm not going to take side between you and Brian. I just think the lesson here is for Perspex side is don't tell people your life story. We'll go around.
Well, I know Brian I know Brian for years and years and years and years. Unfortunately, he was there for some parts of my life that were going on. Obviously there was a level of trusted friendship there, Brian. If I'm telling you things, And you do what everybody accuses you of doing. You immediately go around and tell people all of this personal information. And then you can't understand why nobody thinks you're trustworthy. It's just insane behavior.
Like, I suppose he would say in response that you started first with the streams, which I would say I would probably not do that if I had given him so much stuff. You know, the real like red pill from all this is don't trust sector people with your personal information. That goes for Brian, that goes for you. So nobody here is particularly, either people who are like dumb and will just say things off the cuff, or they'll be malicious and Machiavellian. That's just the unfortunate reality. Yeah, I don't like Mr. Medicare, and he was like lying when he said this, but Jim talked about not having friends. And he does have friends, but the principle is true, at least for this area of the internet. You know, if you want to go and like be in like YouTuber talking about, I don't know, hunting or like tools or something, and maybe you can make internet friends. But if you're going to be in like whatever this thing is, don't reveal stuff, because people will dox you and then contact your job, and that's just how it is. And you might not like that, but that's just how it is, and that's how it always will be until everybody in this thing is dead.
Yeah.
Bans from the internet.
Well,
No
I think that's decent advice for Brian. I don't think he'll take it, but I hope he's listening. I hope he's processing. You know, Brian, you took a step back for like a year and your life improved a lot. Maybe another step back will do you some good. Will do you some good, bro. I don't have any hatred for Brian, but Brian's out of his fucking mind.
Well, do you see Perspic and Brian ever reuniting?
It's possible, sure. It's possible if he chills out, but as of right now, I mean, it's just too much trouble to keep Brian around. He hurts himself, and it's really preventing Brian from hurting himself. It's really for his own good. I really do believe it. That cutting off access to some names that he could use to get himself into more trouble is doing him a lot more good than bad.
So you said he got worse when he got into like the Discord stuff. What spawned that, in your opinion?
I have no idea. Brian started getting out of control last year.
Okay, so when you were friends with him for 6 years, so you say
not 6 years. I haven't been friends with Godwinson has been friends with him for longer. I know Brian for like almost 4 years.
Okay, so those 4 years were fine. It was only in the last year that it went bad.
Yes. Well, the first year was Brian threatening to kill me every day and going, "That piece of shit person, you let him in here. You broke my thread. Piece of fucking shit."
Was this on the Kiwi Farms? Because you mentioned the thread, but like.
Yes, on the Kiwi Farms, he also threatened to kill me. Yes.
Okay, so
9 years.
But how did you become friends on the Kiwi Farms?
I didn't become friends with Brian. I became friends with Brian by sheer coincidence that I can't really describe. We run in similar circles, I guess. I don't know. Brian was an inspiration for a lot of stuff.
Because I always had the weird thing of like trying to reconcile. You're the guy in the Kiwi Farms, and somehow you're like in PPP's inner circle. Because I never got how one like jumps to
the lemon heist.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so who did he actually make the money off that lemon heist?
Yes.
Because,
he did.
How much was it?
I think they split it. Half of it was sent to Ralph, I think. If I'm remembering what happened right. I don't know. A bunch of money was sent to Ralph. And
the whole point of lemon heist.
Well, it was dirty money. And I think PPP just kept that money and used it for whatever he wanted it for.
So what's your opinion on, I guess, the sector? Because, Godwinson was saying, I said the sector was dead. Godwinson said it's not true, it's alive. And here we are.
The sector is in ruins, but it's not dead. It's being rebuilt.
No, it's the repeating arc. So we're doing the Brian arc again.
Until it gets destroyed again.
Okay, but who's in the sector? Other than like God, who's the only person who regularly streams the Dynamo? And his streams are terrible.
Is Dymo regularly streaming? I've only caught the last few.
I mean, I guess more than anybody else, you know.
Daimo has come back strong, apparently, after this last retirement.
Yeah, he got a real big ego boost because he got like 60 live viewers. Now he's like hot. You know, he's like the.
Well, good for Daimo, I guess. I don't know what to say about any of that. He's trying. He used to get a lot of viewers. People forget that Daimo actually used to get 60 viewers back in the beginning, but then he teamed up with DJ Axel and lost like 75% of his audience. If anybody remembers that out there, his numbers dropped to nothing. But that was his own damn fault. I told him that was going to happen.
So I know you're against leaking DMs in principle, but we leaked the Daimo DMs. He's leaked your
Daimo has already leaked all the DMs between me and him. There's nothing in the DMs between me and Daimo. It's literally like, oh, you're doing a stream? Okay. Look at this thing from Twitter.
That's a big contention. Daimo said you were a psychopath for saying you created the idea of him pretending to be a
Daimo saying I'm a psychopath for creating him? Well, he's right. Anybody would be deranged. I mean, you'd have to have a really deranged mind to create the Daimo. It was unfortunate.
See, you know, if you're going to
it was during COVID. I wasn't in my right mind. Okay, I don't know what happened.
The crime in the first bit is that he helped Andy Worski, PPP, and the Daimo. You know, these are his three highest crimes. You know, yes, if first pick's a real gator, he's a gator. He just ran through the art quicker. And he was like Daimo's gator, and then he betrayed him. You know, that's the new narrative I want to run with. Yeah, I'm going to like, you know, hate you Godwinson in a bizarre angle. That's
yes.
my angle. Because I'm a Godwinson Perspic shill and to pay me money.
You're a Godwinson Perspic shill. I appreciate that. I didn't realize that, Deep Throat.
I didn't realize it either, but apparently it was. I think Daimo told me this. Really
You're very low, Deep Throat. Where are you?
I'm on my way.
All right. Versif's the worm tongue. No, I'm not. Despite what Brian tells people. All right. Does anybody else want to call in? Because I'm going to be wrapping this up now. We're almost at 2 hours. Keep it a nice round number.
I'll say one last thing. So I think Brian's kind of wrong about the rant thing because some TRS is done. They're never going to be done. You know, the guy with the koi pond with the Jewish wife will be doing a podcast until he's 16 times of a heart attack. These internet groups never end. Okay,
well, yeah, of course. Well, I'm an ego grifter, bro. We didn't even get to that part of Brian's insane rant. Can anybody describe to me? Can you describe to me what is an ego grifter?
I think the idea would be you're not grifting money, but you're grifting like, you know, vanity, internet points, like feeling good about yourself, sort of like a narcissistic sort of thing. I guess would be the idea. I'm making sure to argue that's what a lot of people in the sector do who are making money. I mean, why does Shaggy or like Daimo stream? I mean, so they can get like internet friends and parasocial bonds.
How do I feel about that? Was the question?
I said you want me to explain what an ego grifter would be, right?
I don't think you should have much of a parasocial relationship with the audience. But at this point, I've been around so long that I do know a lot of the names in the audience. I recognize almost all of the names in the audience. So I don't know if that's parasocial or not at this point.
The problem with saying person's doing ego grift is that the audience, like, hey, someone calls him perspicator. So the dude ego grift.
Well, that was, come on. I mean, that was so easy. How could I get mad at something like that? It's so easy because I'm literally Ralph's co-host.
I'm just saying the reality is like, to do an ego grift.
So I'm not mad. I can't get mad about the whole gator thing. I mean, it's like, okay. I mean, I don't have a soundboard. I'm not talking about a Puerto Rican girlfriend that's completely fictional, but
the point I'm trying to make is, I guess it's kind of impossible for you to do an ego grift because, like, I imagine an ego grift would be people having to, like, praise you, right? And
yes.
I don't really think you have, like, like the personality pulled it off. I think like Dynamo could actually pull it off in like Goblins and PPP. But like,
So you think the Dymo is an ego grifter? Well, that's interesting. Dymo, you're an ego grifter, bro.
because I just think, you know, Gator could have bought an ego grift because like Gator's kind of strong with personality, you know. Like I think very few people, not very few, I think a lot of people in the sector can pull something like that off, but you have to have a certain presentation skill. Because you know, if the ego grift is like you're trying to like present yourself to the audience as some like king or badass, and the audience is like give you that parasocial relationship in return, you kind of have to be, you know, you probably have to actually turn your camera on and be honest. I mean, like how you really doing the ego grift, the audience can't see you.
Yeah, I think I could sort of agree with that.
Do you think your ego is being boosted by this stream?
No. But I think a lot of people's ego would be boosted. I don't really care that much, obviously. I haven't monetized yet, even though I've gotten advice that I should because I'm with like the biggest monetizer around. But no, I don't know. It's like I would really have to do, I couldn't do shit like this. I would have to do something that was actually, I thought was actually really good. You know what I mean? I mean, this is just a boring live stream where I'm making fun of Brian for being a retard on
I think
Discord.
you should analog Jim. That would be pretty funny. It's kind of funny that Jim, you know, is like 300K subscribers and like gets tens of thousands of dollars a stream, is obsessed with Brian Dunn. It's like so asymmetrical. But I guess in a way,
Well,
Brian has
that last show that Jim did was horrible. It just made me like annoyed. It just made me really annoyed when I watched it. I was like, oh, he's gonna do a segment on Brian and completely butcher it and sanitize it and throw it in the microwave.
But I'll say this about Brian. Brian's a better man than Jim could ever imagine it being.
Well, Jim is just as obsessed with Brian as Brian is with Jim. I mean, Jim is literally listening to that audio I just played for you. Jim listened to that entire thing because Brian was in it. And is quoting it on his posts. Is quoting that audio.
Jim's going to listen to this when Brian reviews this stream. And I just want to say this to Jim. Tell us about...
You want to say it to Jim?
Just tell us the 12-year-old boy you were grooming Jim in Skype in 2000.
You think Sargon was right? That Jim grooms
He was
children?
100% right, dude. Like, Short had to document the evidence. He had the kid on himself. Like, Jim spent his entire 20s showing DVR pornography to, like, children. And it's just a fact. Like, the Deviant series, that's based off his work from the Medicare forums. And the Medicare forums is full of literal children. Which Jim was, like, herding around. Just, like, trolls facts and other people. Another fun fact, Perspec. So imagine your parent dies. What do you do the next week?
Well, normally you would plan a funeral, I suppose.
Do you start a YouTube career?
I don't know. Maybe if you're really lonely.
Jim's first video is Jim81 Jim.
Yes.
It was made 1 week after his mother died.
Oh, that's sad, man. I always got the impression from Jim he's a very lonely guy. Very lonely. And he's got his stream to like connect with people because there's no connection going on in his real life.
I read a Stage 6 profile from 2006. He would have been like late 20s at the time. And it's just like the most sad thing you'd ever read. Like, it'd be the type of thing Gator wouldn't even post because it'd be embarrassing. You know, it's like the profile where you write, like, what do you think about things?
Yes.
And it's like, what do you think about books? And it's like, Jim's like, books? I've never heard of these books. You know, this proto-editor fashion. He's talking about, like, the anime pornography he likes. You know, the Dark Lord of the Internet guy is the guy who's above reproach.
Well, he never used to be the Dark Lord of the Internet until people created that. I don't think that's really of Jim's design. I think that's a creation of the Sweetie Squad. The people who are obsessed with him see him as a Dark Lord of the Internet. He's just like a weeb. He's just a weeb that makes videos and has a great radio voice. I mean, that's Jim.
But he's gonna die as that, you know. It's basically
Well,
like,
Jim, who even knows what's happening with Jim? Jim had tuberculosis in 2018. announced that he caught it from Jade, who caught it from a Somali fucking immigrant. Okay. Said he was dying any day. This was in 2018. I mean, this has been going on for a long time. Jim's got a lot. I think Jim has a lot of either congenital problems or a lot of mental problems or both.
What I will say, though, is he did post the medical records.
Yes, but the medical records were inconclusive of, I don't know, those medical records were very strange. Very strange, but those medical records were of a person in their 70s, 60s to 70s, not a man that just turned 40. So I found them very suspect. You know, his bones are so brittle, they're like breaking, they're like glass. I don't know what that really has to do with having, I think he has something like some form of slow growing lymphoma. The chemo treatments and drugs that he would be on for that would not cause those kind of issues. So
yeah, he's also lying because he's in the mystery cancer. The medical records like identified that of cancer, like specifically. Yes. So it's kind of weird that he said, "Oh, I have a mystery illness," when your charts say what you have. Like it was a type of cell lymphoma. I don't remember. It's like some immune thing, but I mean, he's just a liar, you know. It's like trying to think. He used to write poetry. That was his thing. He went to community college for poetry.
Yes.
This man, the dark boy of the internet.
Well,
this guy's like stepfather's like I think really rich, by the way. So Jim is basically
yes, he supposedly got a very lofty inheritance.
I don't think he's worked a job since like 2007.
It's more than possible. I don't know. I couldn't testify either way.
Because Ralph's loser, you know, Ralph's that fat pig, even though Ralph weighs less.
Well, he only became obsessed with Ralph a few years ago when he got called out, and he gets very obsessed when they insult Jade. If you notice, he gets very upset by people who insult Jade.
I mean, they're right to. I mean, she was what she was, and you know, Jim's fans would totally A-log other people for doing this. And I didn't.
Well, yes, they would, and they have. But that's Jim.
That Jim post where he talks about Destiny, and he's like, you know, very soft with Destiny, not mentioning the cucking stuff with his divorce. I thought it was a little bit strange, you know. I think Jim relates to that, you know.
All right. So we've gone off on a hold on. We've completely gone overboard. We're going on Jim. Do you have any final thoughts on Brian? Because I got to wrap this up. I'm exhausted.
Listen, I'm a neutral party. I'm Switzerland in this scenario.
Any final thoughts on Brian? How do you feel about what you saw today? What you heard today? What you felt today?
You know, my thoughts, everybody needs to go touch grass.
My original advice to Brian, that was the ultimate snake eating. It was the outline stream 2.0.
Everybody needs to touch grass equally, you know. You gotta put on your hard hat, your Milwaukee drill, and do some good.
You gotta put your cowboy hat on, stand in the field, touch some grass.
You know, the Squire wins. That's my last thought. You know,
Squire wins. Well, I agree with that. Squire always wins. The Squire always wins. The Squire always comes out unscathed. It's amazing. The Squire is blessed, bro. It's blessed with lots of cash and lots of luck. God bless the Squire. I love him. It's my best pal. So, any final thoughts from the audience? Nobody else is calling in that I can see here. I'm popping there really quick just to see if anybody else will pop in, and then we'll wrap up the stream completely here. We'll wrap up this Brian, this deep dive into the cardinal sins of Brian, as you hear him lie to various people on the same day about things that he's up to and things that he knows. And God bless the Squire, of course. Well, we're going to do a rematch because I tied with Godwinson. I already laid that out. Apparently, that was a cardinal sin. I'm acting like a huge celebrity with that Star Trek thing. It was just for us to compete to see who got to... Because somebody wanted to read my DMs. Why wouldn't I ask Squire? Squire's loaded. Why wouldn't I ask Squire for the cash? I desperately need cash, bros. In desperate need of that cash. I had to go to Brian, hat in hand. Brian, give me $100 so I could pay. I supposedly live in New York City for New York City rent, so I could $100 and buy groceries. $100. I don't know where the fuck you're living in, Brian. You're living in 1950, but I can't pay my rent and buy groceries for $100, bro. I couldn't even pay like 10% of my rent with $100, especially if I was living in Manhattan. Ask Millennial Woes. I was promised the interview with Millennial Woes, and I was robbed of that interview. $100 NYC mansion. Wow. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight on this very special stream where I made you suffer. I made you suffer the cardinal sins of Brian. I made you experience the cardinal sins of Brian. I made you taste the cardinal sins of Brian so everybody can know my pain. And I still love Brian, but it's got to be out there that you're completely fucking delusional, insane, and stop talking about me to random people on fucking Discord if you're wondering why things happen the way that they happen, Brian. Just listen to the recordings of yourself, the countless thousands of hours of recordings of yourself. Go to Kiwi Farms and look at the posts of you responding and talking to yourself on 3 different socks. Anything to remind you, bro, that you're out of your fucking mind. Thank you, audience, and juice!